I was in
happen
the
here?
line at Costco today. A very nice couple came up to me, and they literally said, "Hey, are you the guy with the hair who goes on
Oh
Reardon?"
my gosh, where is my bell?
Ding, ding, ding,
Yes,
ding, ding.
I love
And I
that.
said,
Oh,
"Yes, sir, I am, and I will be on the roundtable today at 3 p.m. Tune in if you're able."
that is awesome. I love that. Well, I like it when people can recognize us, and thanks for making the trip out here. Again, the room's kind of quiet right now just because the lines will build as we probably even get closer to 4 o'clock. Let me just start here with a couple of things before we get into the tariff decision and some serious politics. Let me highlight the U.S. women's hockey team because that was just incredible. And the ratings just came out. That game averaged 5.3 million viewers
Oh,
on USA Network and Peacock. And you keep in mind that game was on when we were on the air yesterday. It was wrapping up around this time 24 hours ago. The audience peaked at 7.7 million viewers in overtime, and that was outstanding. So really, really great job. Obviously, the U.S. not leading in the medal count, but we did get the ice skating gold too, right?
yes.
Last night it was fantastic. That Liu, she knocked it out of the park.
She did. She was just so relaxed. It
Not
was
only that,
beautiful.
but she is a great story. I mean, we have one story here where you have someone who was on our Olympic skiing team and then was a traitor for the commies and is now on China. But the story, Lou's story, is just really incredible when you know, and we'll get into this a little bit later this afternoon, know a little bit about her family and what happened, and it's awesome. So that is a great way to wrap the Olympics. I was watching a lot of curling last night. I don't think the
noticed
women's
that.
curling team closed strong, unfortunately. And I swear, I keep watching this, and it was pretty good last night, but I still have no idea how the scoring works. I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, how did they just score 3 points and tie that? I wasn't really sure.
I think maybe the secret is like when you play bags in the summer, I think the scoring is maybe somewhat similar to that, in that you're playing a game and you get a certain number of points per game, and then there are multiple games.
Right. I think
Ah.
it's I think it is something like that. It's close to that for sure. All right. Well, we had one thing I did want to mention about Elisa Liu too, because I didn't realize this until after the show yesterday. First of all, her father was persecuted by the CCP for the Tiananmen Square protests and fled here to America. And they tried to recruit her, too, like they did Eileen Gu, and it didn't work. So it's awesome. But do you remember, because I didn't remember this until after the show, she came here over the summer to promote
Yes.
the I don't know what she was promoting.
She was in. Wasn't
Well,
she
the ice
in
skating
the
championships,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And she went to
just a
Busch
month ago or
Stadium.
something.
Yeah.
But this was this was probably when she came last summer to promote the fact that the skating was happening. And do you remember this first pitch? Because what she does at Busch Stadium is she does a complete loop in the air and spins around. It was one of the most unique first pitches ever. And if you haven't seen that, I put that on Twitter. You can follow at Mark Reardon KFTK. All right, let's get into the situation with the tariffs today. And I'm not a lawyer. I don't think we have one lawyer on the panel, do we? Ilya Shapiro is one of my experts constitutionally, and here's what he said this afternoon. He thinks the court got it right, but it might not matter. There. He says the tariff ruling was about what conventional wisdom would have predicted. The president's not happy with it. We'll get to that here in a second. The majority saying that the statute on which the administration hung its tariffs, which is the International Emergency Economics Powers Act, does not give the president authority that he claims. So Ilya's analysis, although the breakdown of the justices is somewhat convoluted, the bottom line is straightforward, and a clear majority would agree with Justice Kavanaugh's dissent that numerous other federal statutes authorize the president to impose tariffs and might justify most, if not all, the tariffs at issue in this case. So basically, the president, and let me play a little bit of this because when he doesn't get his way, he throws a little fit. That Ethan, go ahead, play that.
Shocker.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. I'd like to thank and congratulate Justices Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh for their strength and wisdom and love of our country, which is right now very proud of those justices. When you read the dissenting opinions, there's no way that anyone can argue against them. There's no way. Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy. And they're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long.
Okay, well, a couple things here. We know how the president is when these things come. You can't have it both ways. If the court is on your side and you're praising the court as the best court ever, it's conservative, blah, 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 and then something happens where it doesn't turn out the way you want. And by the way, I think legally the court is on solid ground here, but the president does have other options. So right now there is a response that he is going to slap new 10% tariffs. The issue is, what statute are you operating under, right? Now, one of the questions is, and I don't know if you guys heard him earlier today because he was going on and on about this, is what about the money we collected? Do we have to refund the money collected? There doesn't seem to be any guidance from the court on that. And what Trump's point was overall today is, this is just going to get tied up in the court. It's just going to last forever. So he's disappointed in that because he thinks this obviously misses an economic opportunity for the U.S., Greg.
I think the lack of guidance is in and of itself guidance. I think you're going to see the federal government hold on to this. Can you see a situation in which the federal government gives back hundreds of billions?
$133 billion is what we're talking about here.
Over $100 billion. I'd say a few things. First of all, number one, President Trump is just objectively hilarious, and what he said was completely entertaining, and exactly what I would hope and expect to hear from him. Number two, I can tell you that the White House has been planning for exactly this exigency. You are going to see the exact same amount of dollar tariffs reposted under different statutes. That is going to take a short period of time because there have been very bright, a whole lot of attorneys working on this. Number three, this is a partisan one. God bless Republican appointees to the U.S. Supreme Court because they actually don't walk in lockstep. If you look at a statistical analysis of which way Republican-appointed Supreme Court nominees vote and which way Democrats vote, the Democrats, the liberals on that court, with near 100% certainty vote in lockstep with one another because they're completely thoughtless. They're simply communist drones who vote the party line. And this is a classic example of us seeing the supple juridical understanding of constitutional originalists. You see 3 Republicans voting one way, you see 3 Republicans voting in the other. It makes it so hilarious that Democrats want to completely reshape FDR style the United States Supreme Court. And of course they want to do it in the face of the fact that Republican jurists are the only ones who on the Supreme Court approach these issues actually thoughtfully.
I'm going to have to jump in a little bit because supple and whatever Greg's second adjective he used there, I'm like, I don't know, but I'm going to say
supple was good.
It was
Thank
good, but
you.
I'm going to agree with you in this sense. I have long been hopeful, and I'm sure it's Pollyannish, that whether it's at the Supreme Court level, Court of Appeals level, I do not want, and I don't think the vast majority of Americans want any partisanship when you're a jurist. It's just, it shouldn't play into it at all. And if you have stats that show it doesn't work that way, well, shame on them.
Well, Steve, maybe it shouldn't,
but
it does.
But they got, does it?
Yeah.
On balance?
Yes.
On balance, yeah.
100%.
I think so.
100%.
Okay, I'm going to go with, I hope 50%.
The 3 female liberals on the U.S. Supreme Court
Right.
vote in accordance with one
Every
another
time.
Yes.
95% of the time.
We just had the case at the Missouri Supreme Court, as you know, on a 7-0 decision. And it was, I'm like, when you get a 7-0 decision, you've got to believe that it was correctly decided. 6-3, you could throw it out a little bit. I see Trump's point. I think at the end of the day, it's important to note that when Trump did these tariffs, clearly he overstepped the intent of the law to protect industries, clearly. But really, American citizens paid those tariffs. It's increased cost to us when we purchase these foreign goods.
Well, so that that's one thing.
The sword cuts both ways.
Look, let me talk about that because look, you had, and this is the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, but there were economists that came out last week that showed, and the Trump administration knows this, that 90% of the tariffs were paid by American consumers.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't notice on the things that I buy, business owners would be better to explain to you what they're raising prices on and what they're not. Here's what I do know. On Liberation Day of last year, there was all this stuff about the tariffs. Stephen, you might remember, I'm not a big fan of the way that he executed that.
And most people are not a big fan.
But I'm also not a big fan of all this sky is falling stuff that happened with the economy is going to crater. This is going to now, we did get a growth figure from the fourth quarter that wasn't quite as strong as we expected. I'll get to that here in a second. But there was so much doom and gloom, Keller, about the tariffs. That did not manifest.
Yeah, there are two very distinct schools of economic thought on this. First is that tariffs inherently do cause inflation. The other is that no, they actually don't, and the president is in the former of those two camps. I will say that, Mark, to your doom and gloom point, all the Democrats, all the liberals, all the George H.W. Bush-style economists said that inflation was going to spike under tariffs. And what have we seen? We saw that tariffs were inflation was 9% under President Biden. Now, the reason it was 9% was because they did the Inflation Reduction Act, which was nothing more than a sweet deal to their labor union buddies, and gave them $1.5 trillion to work less. But now that has cycled its way through, inflation is down around 2% now. It's gone from 9% under President Biden to 2% under President Trump. Yes, we had 1.4% growth in the fourth quarter of last year. However, we had 4.5% growth in the third quarter of last year. The first quarter of this year is going to be Katie bar the door fantastic. It's a very clear pattern that we see here. It was the economic, almost Carter-like depressing economic malaise of Joe Biden versus the enormous growth and lower inflation under Donald Trump.
Nonsense. It was the result of the pandemic, the infusion of cash that came into the economy, and it has worked its way out. Could we have avoided? Maybe we avoided a major depression. We're never going to know that. It was choppy. We got through it. The economy continues to grow, which is a good thing. I really always struggle with, if we want to go with 2 to 3% growth, GDP is great. I never understand why 1.75 is terrible news. Growth is growth. Everybody wants it. We're overdue for a recession, statistically, but thank God. And yet, going to happen.
Yeah, well, probably, but
I don't wish it.
I don't
It
think
will happen.
I'm not upset about the growth because at least it's not negative in the fourth quarter. But let's be honest here. There were people that were talking about 5% or more, and the shutdown is clearly, I think, one of the big reasons that caused the slowdown in the fourth quarter. So to your point, we got tax refunds that are coming out, Keller, this year, and that might have an effect. That's what President Trump
Mark,
is hoping for too.
The new numbers are that tax refunds so far this tax season, we're still in the early goings. Tax refunds as a result of President Trump's tax cut, his second big tax cut, are up 11% versus the prior year.
All right, hang tight. Hold on, Steve. Hold your thoughts. State Rep Steve Butts is here. Greg Keller, Republican consultant. It's a Reardon Roundtable. We are live for our fish fries at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church. We're here till 6 o'clock.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
I'll tell you what, on the roads, it's not bad. The problem area is the Illinois side. Now, there's road work on eastbound 64 right there at 15th Street. Now, they've got the right lanes down between there and 25th Street, and it's going to be those lanes closed until next Monday at noon. And it's already created a jam back headed for the Poplar Street Bridge. There's a little bit of volume coming off the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge trying to merge onto 64. Southbound 55 on the Missouri side, the usual lineup there, south of Arsenal down through Bates. And we've got southbound 270 with moderate volume, but this stretches from Page down through Gravois. Westbound 70, not bad out of downtown. 64, a little bit slow at Hampton and at 270 and at Lake St. Louis Boulevard. I'm Sue Thomas, and that's traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hi, my name's Robin Fletcher. I've smoked for 46 years. I went to a seminar, and I have not smoked a cigarette since I left. My best friend came with me, and neither one of us smoked. I took my 3 sisters and my brother-in-law and my sister's best friend. None of them have smoked a cigarette, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
My name is Jen Carpenter. I went to a Mark Patrick seminar back at February 12, 2015 to stop smoking, and it worked. I'm coming up on 11 years. A friend of mine also went in October of 2015, and he still no longer smokes. This is after, for myself, almost 30 years of smoking, and it was just amazing.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight or stop smoking or your money back. Only $59.99. That's right, Weight Loss Hypnosis, Saturday, March 7th at the Residence Inn by Marriott St. Louis Westport in St. Louis at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Men, need a clinic that accepts all insurance, including Medicare? U.S. Men's Medical Center in St. Peters does. U.S. Men's helps men experiencing loss of energy, focus, concentration, and low libido. And they accept all insurance, even Medicare, for testosterone replacement therapy. Patients love the staff and the fact that, yes, I'm going to say it again, they accept all insurance, including Medicare. Feel better? Call U.S. Men's Medical Center at 636-244-5333.
Fish Fry Fridays on the Mark Reardon Show, sponsored by Apache Village RV.
Hey, Fish Fry Fridays, our first broadcast here at Holy Trinity Serving Orthodox Church. Sue is hanging out. She's going to have a live Sue's News in the next hour. We have George Gray from The Price is Right coming by in the 5 o'clock hour to play a little game we like to call The Price is Wrong. There's a no case that's on the line, not a showcase, a no case. We have a lot of fun with George, and I can't wait for that. But come by and see us. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. Tour number 2 is next week in Cottleville. We have booked our flights for Cottleville. Southwest is off the list because of the seating policy.
Exactly. How are we going to sit in an empty seat?
Let me play one more bite from Trump because he was definitely worked up today. Ethan, go ahead and play that one.
The Democrats on the court are thrilled, but they will automatically
maintenance and replacement of your infrastructure, your pipes,
So long.
So long. That's
and
so
you know
true.
what? It's the easiest thing on earth for a bunch, and this isn't just any one 30, 40 years. It is easy to tell people, hey, we're just not going to tax you anymore. I don't want to tell you the truth that we need here. We're going to delay.
Right.
We're going to delay. And then it reaches a critical mass, and we are at
Well, we're
that
beyond
point.
that. We're
Yeah.
beyond the critical part.
But we're there. You see it everywhere. So in terms of, and then we're struggling to get these ARPA dollars spent. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. A city with needs everywhere. 4 years to invest in this type of infrastructure. And we're down to the last 10 months. And I'm like, if we wind up having to claw back money to the feds because we couldn't spend on infrastructure needs, it's beyond
failure.
belief.
Yes.
I am hoping to God that doesn't happen.
We have some really, important things in St. Louis that are, we're proud of, like the Jewel Box needs $5 million in repair.
gosh.
Cronlet Park, the Lyle House, that needs $3 million.
Yeah, before the homeless
or
dudes
demolished.
caught it on fire.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
I know.
The fire department has amazing needs across 30 stations. The police department, the city buildings. I mean, they talked about here how in City Hall and in the courthouse, there are people that routinely, this is a quote from Jacob's article, chase roof leaks at City Hall. The Civil Courts building needs new water service ventilation. So there's no plan for this right now. There's no money for this right now. We've kicked the can a decade at least.
Oh, more than a decade.
Now we're going to kick it more because no one's going to have a plan for all these things. What are the next steps? They have a committee that basically presented some of this the other day, and they're going to start to talk about priorities and recommendations. But this is beyond something that could even be solved with the numbers and the math that's involved.
There can be no plan for the kind of mismanagement that the modern Democrat Party foists upon our American cities. The operative number here is $1.4 billion. That is the yearly annual budget for the city of St. Louis. Another number, 250,000 people. That is the entire population of St. Louis City. Another number, $6,000 per person every single year. That is the per capita spending that is put at the hands of the Democrat hegemony in the city of St. Louis. Republicans have not had control of this city since the 1970s. And you will notice when it comes to population, when it comes to economic growth, when it comes to Fortune 500 companies, the moment that Republicans fell out of power in St. Louis, the moment that Democrats had absolute 100% political control in this city, it went down, it sunk like a rock. Steve said earlier that St. Louis City has hit bottom. We have not hit bottom unless and until the Democrat Party no longer it's amazing. The Democrats have all kinds of money for stupid things like Metrolink, for stupid things like Bi-State, for stupid things like bike lanes, for stupid things like boys and girls sports, for stupid things like education for the trans community. This is what the modern Democrat Party spends money on. Can we just agree, those rationals amongst us, that the first thing that government should do is public safety and infrastructure? Like, this is a common sense centrist
and I want you to
position.
answer. I want you to answer this. But one thing, that is related to this, and we're going to have more of these. I finally dug in yesterday into the details of what happened at the Potomac River and that sewage spill, which, by the way, happened a month ago. I didn't even know that. It's awful, and it was a pipe that burst that was very old. So these kind of things are needed across the country. But go ahead, Steve.
Every last thing that Greg said, you can say exactly for the Republicans at the state level. It's really not a partisan thing. I'm almost beginning to think it's a
The
politician
population of Missouri is going up.
Barely. We don't
It's
even
going
keep
up. You guys have gone from 800,000 people living in St. Louis City since you took it over to being 250,000 today. You guys have your party has driven this city into the ground.
The reason why there's a myriad of reasons why St. Louis City is
always
losing
an
population.
excuse. There's
Here's
always
the
an
excuse.
Hang on, let him
It's St. Louis
answer
City and St. Louis County combined. If you just combine the two, which is the way I look at it in terms of population, we are a major population center driving it. My point is, too many times, this is politicians, I see this all the time at the state level, and I've seen it plenty of times at the city level. These are not business people with serious plans who have an ability to tell their electorate, these are the facts. your tax rate has to be this, and this is what I need to spend your money on. It is not true. In the state level, we just want to say, hey, I want to cut your taxes because you know how to spend your money better. And I agree with that.
Mark,
That's an easy
Mark,
sale.
this exact same thing is happening at the national level. Just this week, it came out that Chicago lost the Chicago Bears.
Well, no, wait a second here. That's not true. That is not. That got spread around
They
yesterday.
are
There's
leaving. They're leaving. They are leaving. And they not only are they leaving.
Well, they
Chicago,
might not be leaving.
It is now the Northwestern Indiana Bears.
No.
Okay.
No.
Palantir, one of the largest defense contractors in the United States, left Colorado for Miami. You know what happened in both of those instances? Neither of the two companies told the Democrat governors in either of those two states, gave them so much as a heads up that they were leaving the state. You know why? Because Democrats are psychotic and they drive every single city that they control into the ground.
What major corporation just announced they're moving a corporation back to St. Louis?
It's a big win. Boeing's a big
yesterday.
win.
Yeah, wait until your lefty psycho communists end up protesting them every day.
Hang on. The whole Keller, we got to the Bears are not leaving Chicago. Okay, wait a second. This whole thing with Indiana got spread around yesterday like it was a done deal. It is not a done deal. The legislature of Indiana did put a big package on the board, but the Chicago Bears own 300 plus acres in Arlington Heights, Illinois, where they tore down Arlington Park, and it's more likely, in my opinion, depending on what happens in Illinois, that they end up in the state of Illinois building a new stadium. I think it's outrageous. If they end up doing this and they move to Indiana, it's outrageous. It really is.
You're making
100%.
But this is negotiating.
You're making my point. What just happened with the Kansas City Chiefs? They moved to a state that has lower income taxes.
It's different.
A
The
better
Kansas
tax structure. It's the exact same thing.
it's
the
not the
pattern
same
is
thing.
exactly the same.
Absolutely not.
Employers in economic development are running away from any area that is controlled by Democrats, as exactly they should.
They left the state of Missouri to go to Kansas. Who controls the state of Missouri?
They were exactly right.
Who controls the state of Missouri? Republicans.
There are supermajorities. There are supermajorities. They overcome that veto from that crazy woman every other day in Kansas.
But we're not going to put those incentives on the table for the Chiefs because we shouldn't. And by the way, I don't think the state of Illinois should do it or the state of Indiana, but they're doing it.
They're going to leave Chicago, guys. And Mark, you're actually making my point because where they're talking about if they don't move into northwestern Indiana, which is what everyone, including ESPN, thinks they're going to do, they're going to move to Arlington Heights. You know where Arlington Heights is not? It's not in Chicago because Democrats are psychotic and they're leaving them regardless.
Okay, it's Chicagoland. For anybody that knows Chicago knows
Steve,
Arlington Heights is Chicagoland.
You can say that about Indiana because it's grown so much. That's why they're looking at that property. I think it's ridiculous to add. I know that area very well because I grew up in the north suburbs of Chicago. My parents live in Arlington Heights. My sister lives in Arlington Heights. I used to go to Arlington Park all the time because it was so important to me, and they tore it down, and it was beautiful. There's a lot to go on this Bears thing. And by the way, I'm a Packers fan. I hate the Bears anyway, so who cares? We're back with more in a moment.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Hey, you know what? It's not a bad commute tonight. If you are just headed out, we've got a little bit of volume out there on westbound 6440, but it's the usual. So that means it starts right around Hampton, out through McCausland. Eastbound is slow at 270, and it's a little slow at Big Bend. We do have volume south. Now it's northbound. Southbound 170 is slow, ramping onto eastbound 40, but an accident reported on northbound 170 just north of the Forest Park Parkway. That's caused a delay. Westbound 70 a little slow at the Blanchette Bridge and out at Wentzville. Southbound 270, it's moderate volume, but it stretches from Olive down through Gravois. And if you're headed into Illinois, we've got a jam. It's all because of road work. Eastbound 64, right at 15th Street. And this construction and the lane closures of the two right lanes will continue through Monday at noon. Westbound traffic on 64 is slowing at 159. I'm Sue Thomas, and that's traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hi, it's Mark Cox inviting you to join me September 30th as we discover the charm of Switzerland, Austria, and Germany with Colette Travel. Spend 4 nights in Bern and then 4 nights at the foot of the Alps in Innsbruck. From the cobblestone streets to the postcard-worthy mountain landscapes of the amazing Alps, we're going to explore the Swiss capital of Bern and lovely Lucerne, the Swiss paradise on the lake. We'll travel the Austrian countryside to Salzburg with a visit to Mozart's birthplace, and then Mirabelle Gardens featured in The Sound of Music. This and so much more. Colette handles all the details. The flights, the meals, the hotels, the local experiences. All you have to do is have the time of your life. Don't miss this trip. Meet me and the folks from Colette to learn more at the Lodge at De Pere, Tuesday, February 24th at 2 p.m. Call Colette at 800-581-8942 or go to 971talk.com/events for details.
When it comes to lighting, Gray Bar goes beyond parts and products. We help contractors turn plans into smart designs, manage kitting and deliverables, and navigate local codes so you can stay on time and on budget. Smart, scalable, job site ready. That's not just lighting. That's like kicking your project into Gray Bar mode. Yep, Gray Bar does that.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IBW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The time is 3:36. This time check sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Mark Reardon is live from Holy Trinity Fish Fest, sponsored by Apache Village RV.
Friday tour at Holy Trinity Serving Orthodox Church in the city near Soulard. We have State Representative Steve Butts here with Republican consultant Greg Keller on the Reardon Roundtable. Let's get a little update of what's going on in the legislature, Steve, because obviously there's an effort on the part of Republicans to limit some of the property tax increases. The key, I guess, piece of legislation is going to be getting rid or phasing out the state income tax, but give me an update from what's going on in the House.
Yeah, okay, so let's leave the phasing out the state income tax off to the side for right now. There's been a bipartisan effort for at least 5 years to reduce the increases in people's personal and real estate property taxes. Whether they're means tested is part of the deal, but I think everybody agrees something needs to be done there, and that work continues. We had a little bit of that this past week, but I don't think it's going to get across.
What would
the
be
line.
the framework for that?
The framework, in my opinion, the framework easily should be, if we means tested it a little bit, we could increase the homestead credit because we don't increase the income levels. So these peoples that are truly, what the example was, elderly people primarily on fixed income, Social Security, the little old lady that's getting taxed out of her home.
House is paid off even.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm like, everybody wants to help that person. The question is, how do you do it fairly and equitably and still fund schools and all those sorts of things? I think the simplest solution is to index the income requirements, which never change, right? They're still set at like $32,000 a year, something like that, and have been for 30 years. That's what has to get done. It's going to bog down in the details. Last year we passed the freeze, which I think a lot of people interpreted as a tax cut. But I'm like, it was a freeze of a partial amount of your real estate taxes. We're trying to limit the increase on personal property to simply whatever is the inflation factor for your used car this year. I think that's got a lot of support.
I think the good news is that whether it's personal property taxes or taxes on your home or the income tax, I think there's a deal here, a bipartisan deal to be has said that his number one priority this legislative session, God bless him, is phasing out and getting us on a path to eliminate the Missouri state income tax so that we can put ourselves on a growth trajectory for comparable to states like Tennessee. Now, Steve and I think some other people on his side of the aisle are interested in personal property taxes and the like. I'd like to think that there's a deal here to be made where we can find broad-based tax reform for Missourians across every socioeconomic level. Let's hope they get that done this session.
The real point is, and I'm sure the governor and others, when all the facts come out, the only way to, and we have been lowering the state income tax, Mark. You might remember me telling you a couple, 3 years ago, we have cut the state income tax.
I know that.
So that being said, the only way to really replace it is with an increase in the sales tax, both rate and the things that we tax. So, I mean, you kind of have to say to yourself, are my sales taxes too low? I think most people say no.
What's currently before the legislature is simply what we call a vote on a vote. The bill calls for Missourians in the calendar year 2026, in probably November, to be given the opportunity to vote on what their taxes look like going forward. And if you vote, if you're in the House like Steve is, or if you're in the Senate, if you vote no on this bill, you are simply saying that Missourians should not be allowed to vote on what their taxes look like going forward. I'm old enough to remember another party saying that anytime you do something like this, it is hashtag getting rid of democracy. But apparently hashtag getting rid of democracy is okay now.
Oh, my God. I love it when Keller's on the panel. All right.
I'm just going to say we need to have leadership at the top and say, if you do vote on it, because if you put out a thing to anybody, we asked the people at the Fish Fry tonight, are your taxes too high? Absolutely they are. Do you want to cut your taxes? Absolutely I do. It's fair then, if you're in the political leadership, to say how I'm going to replace those taxes. That's what I'm saying.
Or how you're going to reduce spending. That's the thing that never happens. We never do that.
State government spending has doubled in a short period of time. We got to get it down.
All right, so here's something that's always been confusing to me, and it's still utterly confusing. And I know you're trying to do something about it in the legislature, and Catherine wants to do something about it too. These VLTs, the video lottery machines that are in convenience stores, there's a lot of them where I live in the Fenton area of St. Louis County. And, you know, you go into the fast lane like where I live, and there's a bunch of people lined up, and I have kids that are with me sometimes. My daughter, look, when you go to Vegas, they're very, very particular about where you can be when it comes to gaming. And you're not allowed within the lines outside of the paths for kids. And there's rules. You can't have a kid looking around at a slot machine or a table game. They'll kick you out of there. I've had it happen because we've been walking through casinos. So at the very least, there should be some, and I think this is part of the goal, some limitations to have these things if they're going to be there where kids can't be around. But I don't understand, because it's this gray area, Steve, how they're even allowed to begin with. Now, Catherine said yesterday, better start moving them out. There's legislation that is pending to ban them, but there's a lot of people that don't want them banned.
Mark, you remember in the 70s and 80s, if you went to a rock concert at Kiel, Sue and I can testify to this. I know marijuana was illegal, but I guarantee you at Kiel Opera House in 1977, it might have been illegal, but the cops weren't doing a darn thing about it. That's how these VLTs are.
Right.
I mean, I remember 5, 6, 7 years ago, I saw a couple of them way out at a truck stop at Kingdom City. But then, you know,
It just exploded.
They are everywhere, and there are Missourians and others standing at them, playing
Every
them.
time I go in.
Exactly.
Right. They're
10
never
in the
empty.
morning. Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm like, we could say they're gray, we could say they're illegal. If no prosecutor, if no cop, if no sheriff, if no state patrol ever came in and busted the Casey's or wherever they were at, I'm like, well, then they're legal. The bill that we just passed, it was a tight vote, 50-50, very close, barely got over the 82. I've been in support of this. Okay, they've been gray machines. They're illegal. We're going to regulate them. We're going to tax them. We're going to make a path to making them legal because obviously people like to play them. To me, it's like sports betting on your phone. I mean, it was illegal too, and people in my office would drive right over the JB Bridge so they could hurry up and do their FanDuel thing.
Yeah.
Well, now you can do that here in Missouri. You know, sports betting is legal here, as we might say.
Except for horse racing, by the way. You guys got to fix that. It's ridiculous. It's
We
ridiculous.
do everything except
Dude,
horse racing?
It's ridiculous. Don't get me started on that. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I can't bet on horses. Because,
Okay, I didn't know that,
Yes,
but that
fix it.
is what the big issue was. And there are a lot, and this is a nice thing I think about this bill. If your community, whether it's Brentwood, Clayton, whatever, do not want these machines in their municipality, you can vote them
Well, I
out.
think that would be important. You have a position on these?
I do. Now, full disclosure, I'm a paid spokesman for Torch Electronics, which is one of the gray machines that is right in the middle
Shocking.
of this whole
Shocking,
thing.
Keller.
Unbelievable.
Newsflash, gray machines are as American as apple pie, number one. Number two, we want common sense regulation and are working with our partners like the Honorable Steve Butts in the legislature towards regulation that treats all Missourians fairly. These are machines that go into that family-owned convenience store at Manchester and whatever, and you will find a family-owned convenience store where the margins that they make off of these machines are literally the difference between making their bills at the end of every month and not. We believe that our machines adhere to the letter and the spirit of the Missouri law. We love Attorney General Hanaway. We happen to part ways with her a little bit on this issue, but we think that there's a solution here that can work for everyone: casinos, VLTs, our machines, everyone.
Why does this not surprise me?
It
right?
passed through the House, now it's over
Yeah.
in the Senate, and who knows what's going to happen.
Very well
in the
done,
Senate
Greg
side.
Keller. We take a break. One more break. We're coming back with one more segment of the Reardon Roundtable.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Watch out for
diplomatic.
an accident on westbound 70. It's right there on the Blanchette Bridge. The right lane is blocked, and we've got a jam that goes back through 270. Now, the other serious jam we have is for drivers headed into Illinois. There's road work on eastbound 64 right there at 15th Street, and they've got the right lanes down, and that has created a jam behind it coming off the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge and coming off the Poplar. Now, also on the Illinois side, westbound 64 slowing at 159, that due to road work, and southbound 270, just moderate volume, but it stretches from Olive down through Gravois. We had an accident occur on northbound 170, and this one was really near Forest Park Parkway, maybe a little north of there, closer to Ladue Road, and it caused some traffic delays in that area, and it's in both directions. So if you're in that area, it's slower than usual, but 55 has the usual volume, headed for Bates, and it's a slow go in the never-ending construction zone. I'm Sue Thomas, and that's traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
97.1 FM Talk is proud to support Bourbon for Badges. Mark Cox here. It's hosted by the St. Louis Whiskey Society and the St. Louis Hero Network, February 27th at Tapawingo Golf Club. Get your tickets now at bourbonforbadges.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-885-3100. 800-885-3100. 800-885-3100.
Big trucks, big damage. And when you're the one left injured, you need someone who knows how to take on the trucking companies and win. You need Kaufman Townsley. Our attorneys live and work right here in St. Louis. We act fast, we dig deep, and we don't back down. Trucking accidents are serious, and so are we. Kaufman Townsley. Real people, real results. Call 314-777-7777.
License number GL250000615.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Home power used to be simple. Now the car plugs in, the scooter plugs in, the space heater plugs in, and your electric panel starts popping.
That sounds bad, but I like popcorn.
Popcorn is great, sparks are not. Call Grasser. We'll upgrade your panel so you can run it all.
Electric and plumbing, the Grasser way.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeServices.com.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
Baron Glass and Door, simply the finest when it comes to mirrors, glass, and shower doors.
You can't find better quality, better prices, or even better service than at Baron Mirror Glass and Door. Baron Mirror Glass and Door has the largest, most beautiful showroom in all of St. Louis, full of the latest, most custom designs. Our must-see showroom is conveniently located in Chesterfield Valley. We have the basics all the way up to the elite. Baron Mirror Glass and Door can't be beat.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Fish Fry Fridays on The Mark Reardon Show. Sponsored by Apache Village RV.
Hey, we are at Fish Fry Fridays. Sue Thomas hanging out with me, and Fred's not here, unfortunately. Ethan's back in the studio. We have a lot of fun coming up throughout the rest of the show. Cusumano's going to join us in about an hour. And we have George Gray from The Price is Right, who is going to play a little game we like to call The Price is Wrong. That will be a lot of fun. The fish fry part of all of this at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church is really going to kick in the next hour. It's a little quiet in the room right now, but the crowd builds quickly, and it gets very loud in here. By the time 5 o'clock rolls around, I promise we'll not be able to hear ourselves think in here, which is a good thing. And I love this one, and I was reminded when I first walked in here because this is the fish fry that they play the Grateful Dead music on the video, which is awesome. I really like that.
Yes.
Well, let's just kind of wrap things up here on a little bit of a lighter note. I've really enjoyed the Olympics. I haven't watched maybe as much as I had intended to. One of the problems, though, Steve, we all grew up, Greg, you're a little younger, I think, but, we all have moments from past Olympics that we kind of latch onto with big-name stars, and I don't know if, our kids or our grandkids will have those moments in the future as much. It just seems different to me. Now, I will say this, big moment for the USA women's hockey team yesterday.
Yep.
The men are up 5-0 at this point. Looks like they will head to the final against Canada. That will be early Sunday morning live. I think it's like a 7 o'clock or a 7:10 game on Sunday morning here in the Central Time Zone. So the U.S. has done pretty good in the U.S. women's team. That was amazing yesterday.
Great games all the way around. I love the Olympics. I watch a lot of the Olympics. Excited that they're coming to L.A., for the Summer Olympics. But that being said, I think our kids will. The ladies figure skating, my granddaughters, they were locked in. And it was
I like to hear that.
a magical story
That's
with
awesome.
you and Amber Gross, I think, whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We had two people in, and the fact that they came to St. Louis just a month ago at
Right.
Enterprise was phenomenal. The quad god, you can imagine, I don't follow figure skating that closely, but I'm locked into it. That's part of it. The hockey team is cool. We've had a local story. Chris Saraceno, local restaurateur. His kid is 32, 33 years old, plays in the European League and is playing for Team Italy.
Right.
There's just some neat stuff, both with St. Louis connections, but this has been a great Olympics.
We have to mention Nazgul. Nazgul is the
Yes,
star of the
oh
Olympics.
boy.
That's the dog that was right behind the cross-country skiers the other day. The kind of
Yes.
the wolf dog. It was incredible. I love that
They
moment.
gave his time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, this is a big night in St. Louis, Missouri at Chaffetz Arena.
Super big.
Steve, you're wearing your slew hat. They fell earlier this week. They have 2 losses now. I looked at the bracketology. Lunardi has them at I think a 7 or 8 seed right now. There's still some basketball left, but this is a big home game, isn't it?
This is. So VCU and the Billikens are at the top of the A-10, so tonight's game is a big deal. Several weeks ago, we went to VCU. We won on the road. That was a huge win. I hope that the Rhode Island loss, though very disappointing, is a wake-up call, and it just relights a fire. Really, except for that, they have one loss to Stanford, which was on a miracle three-point shot when they were, just beat by 1 point at the buzzer. So really, the Billikens could have been completely undefeated. But what Schertz has done with this team, there are 10 players. They're unselfish. They are entertaining. They are averaging 92 points or whatever a game. Tons of three-point shooting. They light it up. They play unselfish. And Chaffetz is rocking and rolling because this city supports a sold-out.
It's low-key. It's one of the best sports venues in St. Louis. It's the size is exactly right. It seems full every single time. Really electric atmosphere. I hope folks come out and support them.
And then my team is up and down. They had a great win the other night, but
I was there.
They lost
At the
to
Vanderbilt
Texas last week, and the Vanderbilt game was amazing, even though we had a 21-point lead and almost pooped the bed, but still they closed. Mizzou, Steve, you've watched them probably enough. You don't know what team you're going to get.
Yeah, boy, we'll talk about a team that's hot and cold, and a guy that watches the Billikens a lot and the Tigers some, the 2 teams I follow. I can tell why Mizzou just will never want to play SLU. I don't think they could stay with them on the court. there is so much more magic that goes on at the Billikens court. I thought, the Tigers, when they are red hot, they're there. But they don't really play well as a team. That's just my experience.
When they lose, they don't play well. They seem to
okay,
collapse.
There you go.
And what happened the other night is they just started stumbling when they had the 21-point lead, and they could not get it back together. It was just like their brains melted, unfortunately.
But that 7'5" guy, he's something to watch.
No, he is fun. All right, and then
wow.
one final sports topic, because tomorrow, believe it or not, gentlemen, is the first St. Louis Cardinals spring training game. How about that? Where baseball is here. I'm going to keep optimistic, right, Steve? We're going to hope that we're going to have a team that is at least entertaining during this rebuild, but boy, it could be a little rough at Busch Stadium coming up.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I am not a fair weather fan. I'm a fan all the time. I go to the games. I buy tickets. I love it. Do we need a reboot and a rebuild? Yes, we do. Do I hope Heimblum is the right guy to do that? I hope he is.
I hope so, too. Greg Keller.
They're saying Matthew Liberatore is going to be our ace going into the season. That makes me a little bit nervous about what our starting rotation is going to be like. But like Steve, I'm going to be there on opening day with a good friend of the show, Rich Christmer, doing it up on opening day. Looking forward to it.
Greg Keller, thanks for coming out to the Fish Fry Friday broadcast in the Roundtable. Great to see you. Steve, have fun at the game tonight. We're going to continue here till 6 o'clock. We got Sue's News coming up after Fox News.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, we've got a stall now, southbound 170 at Airport Road, but it looks like they've moved that off to the shoulder. And that's the kind of drive we're having this afternoon. It's really not that bad. But there was an accident it's westbound 70 as you approach the Blanchette Bridge. And it was there in the right lane on the bridge itself. So traffic is slow through there and a little bit at Wentzville. Now, if you're westbound on 6440, it's lined up. But it's just Hampton out through McCausland, some moderate volume at 270, and at Lake St. Louis Boulevard. The real jam is on the Illinois side. It's all due to road work eastbound 64 at 15th Street, and that's causing delays on the bridges there. 44 westbound slowing in front of the Arch grounds, and southbound 270, slow pockets. It's mainly Ladue Road down through Gravois, not a parking lot, but a slow go. I'm Sue Thomas, and that's traffic. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
It seems like this weather is going to continue. The cold weather is going to continue here in St. Louis and Illinois for the foreseeable future to finish out the winter. Now, if you have been unlucky or you don't want to wait till you're unlucky and you need your furnace fixed or even replaced, call me. We can get you a furnace next day. Sometimes we, depending on the manufacturer, it's not us, but just depending on the manufacturer, if they have the parts available and here in St. Louis or Illinois, we can get you that day. But either way, if you're having problems with the furnace or you want to prevent problems with the furnace, call me, Bart Inman. One easy number, the easiest number in Missouri and Illinois, just one number. That number is 314-293-2600. Again, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, it's Bart Inman. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
So we had some mixed economic news today, but the market was pretty strong, up about 250 points. I want to talk about the Retirement Advisory Group and Thomas Helbig and his team. We were out with Thomas's nephew, Bob Kershaw, and Bob's wife, Tammy, earlier this week. Mark Cox and Annie and I always host these seminars. Mark had to actually do his from video, which was surprisingly effective, and he did a great job. But the goal of these is to get you exposed to a different strategy to make your money last through retirement. You know how tough it is with inflation, and you don't know that the market's going to keep going up. We know a correction always could be lurking around the corner. So we don't have another seminar scheduled right now with the group. We're going to have an announcement very, very soon. But you can go one-on-one and schedule a meeting. If you go to the website at retirementkey.com, click on the tab that says schedule a meeting, or just call them at 314-993-9494 if you want a different approach to retirement, one that's going to make your money last through retirement. Get with Thomas and the team at the Retirement Advisory Group, the website, retirementkey.com.
According to MasterCard, nearly half of small businesses have been a victim of a cyber attack. As cybercrime escalates, ThrottleNet is calling on businesses to strengthen their security posture by taking a free online IT security audit right from your desk. This 3-minute online assessment provides an immediate score to see security gaps and vulnerabilities in your network. For 26 years, ThrottleNet has supported your business IT everything right here in St. Louis. In fact, no client of ThrottleNet has ever paid a ransom. So visit throttlenet.com/971 to take the free assessment today.
I'm Dr. Nick Barnes at Health From Within Family Chiropractic in Rock Hill. At Health From Within, our mission is to transform the way you manage your health by bringing you the truth about health and healing. We use proven techniques to remove interference in the nervous system and maximize health naturally, without drugs or surgery. Connect with me at healthfromwithinstl.com and join me for Maximize Living on this station every Sunday at 8 a.m. or download the Maximize Living podcast, healthfromwithinstl.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Our first shot of the northwest flow. It gets stronger as we go through the weekend. Some clouds around overnight tonight, 29. Might be a couple of snow flurries here and there first thing in the morning. Otherwise, it's just a sunny day. Partly to mostly sunny skies, dry day, 43. Saturday night, clear, cold, breezy. Second cold front coming through, 25. Sunday, sunny and cold and windy. Feels even colder than the high of 38. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A detour for the president. Lisa Brady, Fox News. He's criticizing Supreme Court justices and planning a different route on tariffs after a ruling against his use of emergency powers.
The president calls the Supreme Court ruling disappointing and defective and says justices who sided with the majority ought to be ashamed.
They're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats.
Still, the president says the administration will press ahead with an aggressive tariff policy using alternative presidential authorities.
There will no longer be any doubt, and the income coming in and the protection of our companies and country will actually increase because of this decision.
Among those alternatives, President Trump says he'll impose a temporary 10% global tariff on all imports.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries calls it a crushing defeat for a wannabe king. And California Governor Gavin Newsom calls for immediate refunds of unlawful tariffs. But Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent calls the ruling a loss for the American people, taking away the president's instantaneous leverage, also saying he does not expect any loss of revenue with the pivot to alternatives. Bessent also just telling Fox this about the economy slowing down to 1.4% growth in the fourth quarter.
What's concerning for me is the Democrats' willingness to crash the economy to make a ridiculous point. So it was this longest shutdown in history that caused the fourth quarter to crash.
Adding the administration still believes growth can top 3% this year. Police in Las Vegas just confirming they're investigating a car ramming incident as a possible terrorism-related event. The driver was from New York and died after crashing into a power substation in Boulder City, which is home to the Hoover Dam. Police say he called himself a terrorist in a message to his mother and had extremist ideology information in his hotel. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I'll put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This hour of the Mark Reardon Show is sponsored by Gamma Tree Experts. Your trees deserve the best care. Call Gamma Tree Experts. This is the Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hey, we are live at Fish Fest this afternoon at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church, and our broadcast is sponsored. We have to really give a great shout out to Apache Village RV. They're sponsoring our entire tour at the Fish Fries here. This is our first stop. We go to Cottleville next week, and then the list goes on. We have Dave Lekich here, who is doing the hard work at preparing the food, welcoming people. This is a lot of fun. I love the fact we talked last year, Dave. You have the Grateful Dead on the big screen, right? How did that start? What's the history of that?
I don't know. I'm here working. I always like to have music in the background.
Yeah.
And we bought the screen and all that stuff. So I might as well have it on when I'm working all the time. And then people just, talk about it.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, right?
Yeah.
It just started to be a thing. And every week it's different. I've grabbed rock and roll and put it on, and it's Rolling Stones or Grateful Dead, or it's just for the fun of it.
I love it.
Have something different.
I think it's cool. It is unique, and I think it's the Dead that I'm watching right now in concert. So
yeah, we don't have any musicians that can really play here locally. Serbian music, and we do that at Surf Fest.
That's a good call there.
Yeah.
Well, tell us, we've been here before. We love it. We love the location. But tell us, these fish fries, as we go through the Lent period, they're all very unique. And you put your own stamp of uniqueness on this fish fry, right? So tell us what's on the menu and how this all comes together.
Yeah, well, thank you guys first for coming out. We appreciate it. It's a big deal for us to have you guys out here. So thanks for that. And to Apache Village for sponsoring you guys. And so this started because we're a small parish, and we needed a way to make some extra money to do our community service work. We could keep the bills on, but that was about it. So we started doing this in Surf Fest to make money that goes to donations to the community.
Right.
And we try to make it so you can come every week and have a different menu.
Oh, that's smart.
So
that is different.
Yeah,
Okay.
We have 7 entrees. We have peel and eat shrimp, fried shrimp poor boys, fish tacos, baked cod with Creole sauce. We have a fried cat, spicy cat, and fried tilapia. So there's your 7 entrees.
Awesome, Dave.
We have 4 sides every week.
Okay.
And they're always French fries and coleslaw. And then every week the other 2 rotate. This week we have fresh green beans, sauteed green beans, and a Serbian potato salad. Next week I think it's mixed vegetables, sauteed, and Serbian rice.
What's
Dave,
this, like when you say Serbian potato salad?
What does
that
mean?
Well, it's regular red potatoes sliced up. It's a half vinegar, half water, half vinegar, half oil mix. It's just got a little salt, a little pepper, but then we use red onions and green onions and mix it up. So it's a little lighter, it's not the creaminess.
That sounds awesome.
It really is, and it's something that people don't get very often, like a German potato salad almost or something. So
wait, take me back to the entrees because you said 7 entrees, but they're all available today, or those also rotate?
Nope, those are always the same.
Oh my goodness!
It's just the sides that rotate.
You have a lot of options, don't you?
And then you get 9 desserts. Choice of 9 desserts come with your plate, and the most popular ones are the homemade baklava. We have the homemade stretched dough apple pita that the ladies make.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
a 1,000-year-old recipe kind of thing. No one does that anymore.
No.
And we also have an apple crisp that's homemade. Then we have cheesecakes and cakes and cookies and all
Dave,
kinds of other
what's
choices.
the address here?
We are at 1910 Serbian Drive, and you can Google it that way, but it's also McNair.
Yes.
The 1 block in front of our church is Serbian. So 4 blocks if you go north of Hodax. There's a shout out for Hodax.
There you go. That's actually a really good description. That
really is.
And everybody knows where Hodax is.
And food comes out at what, 5?
We officially start at 5. We'll probably sneak in a little bit early, as we always do, get a jump on the crowd.
Yeah, the lines
and
tend
we
to
go
build
till
pretty quick here.
7:30.
Oh, you go to 7:30?
Yeah,
All
go
right.
to 7:30. Yeah, the lines are quick, but we move pretty quickly through them. Last year, I think we served 800 people, and no one waited more than half an hour in line.
Wow.
So is that your average, about 800 a week?
600 to 800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Dave,
We love it.
what kind of projects do you want to do for the community? What are we raising money for?
Most recently, we do a bunch of stuff. Backstoppers has been something we've done since I can't really remember. And we've let them use the hall for some fundraisers and trivia nights and stuff in the past. We work with Focus, which is right down on Gravoy, where the Russian church is, and that is an Orthodox outreach for the homeless and feeding and pantry and whatnot, small scale.
Mm-hmm.
We have been working closely since the tornadoes with Larry down on Larry's Corner in North City. Providing them with sleeping bags and bringing food over. We try to cook the food and bring it over to Larry and let him know we're coming ahead of time. Gives him a day off of cooking because he's out there day in and day out. So we also, our biggest thing we've done is we brought 35 children over from Serbia who had cerebral palsy over the last few years, and St. Louis University partners with us, and they do the surgery at a discount or free price just about.
That's amazing.
And
I had no idea you
these
did
kids,
that.
These kids come over here, never have walked. By the time they get surgery, a little rehab, and they end up, before they go home, they walk down the aisle and get communion in church. Very heartening.
That's incredible.
So that's where all that money goes to. And like I said, St. Louis community is great to us about everything we do here, between the Fish Fest and Surf Fest. And we wouldn't do it without them, of course, right? I mean, but they come out. We have a good time. We have Serbian beer that I see someone had.
State Rep Steve Butts was quite fond of that. Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to get. We struggle. It's tough to get across the ocean. We're last on the totem pole of Serbia to Germany, the New Jersey to Chicago. So we struggle. We just got in last week, so we were biting our fingernails about it.
Oh, they're last on the Serbian pole, Mark. It's a tough place to be.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. And we have a full bar, so anybody wants a cocktail, they can have it. We also include in our dinner price iced tea, lemonade, and coffee. That's all included
nice.
in the price,
What
too.
is it this year, $20?
It's $20.
Okay.
Yep. We had to raise it a little bit. I mean, prices have gone through the roof.
That still sounds like a bargain.
Yeah,
to me.
it is. You get a lot of food. We're not being tight on the food service. You're getting a lot of sides, and so you're not going to go home hungry. Everybody comes and asks for to-go containers.
Right,
That's always a good sign.
Yum. Now, how many guys are back there cooking, and is it all men? These are
I
questions
saw ladies back
have.
there, right?
No. There's both. I mean, we are.
Is there a ton
we are
of you
way
back there?
Well, we are way too small to have only the women cook in this church.
No, it's usually guys who like the fish stuff.
Yeah. No, it's a mix, and we've been back. Right, there's probably 5 back there right now.
I love it.
5 or 6. I mean, 3 people have the bread to keep up with all the breading of the
Yes.
because it's hand breaded.
Oh my gosh! Did you hear that?
You haven't even fired up the fryers yet, right? Pretty close to doing that.
No, we won't start frying till right about 4:30, depending on the crowd.
Yeah.
If there's not a crowd, we'll wait till 4:15 because we've got 5 different fryers, so we can keep up with it pretty good.
Awesome.
That's
well,
awesome.
thank you so much for having us. We had a great roundtable. The crowd's going to start building here, and we get to meet some listeners. We have George Gray from The Price is Right coming out to play The Price is Wrong.
I love
He's
George
awesome.
Gray in The Price is Right.
George is awesome. He's amazing.
It's my bucket list. I'm going to have to talk to him.
Well, come see him. We'll take a picture with you because he's very generous that way. So that's awesome. Well, Dave Lekich, thank you for having us, and we thank again Apache Village RV for making this possible.
And we're gonna bring a little food over once we get reared up, so you guys can try.
Yeah,
it
thanks a lot because I don't eat till I'm off the air, and then Sue sits here and she tortures me.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that
I'll
works.
tell you, we both had the same reaction, I think, to the shrimp po' boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shrimp po' boy. That's a stroke of
really
genius,
good,
Dave.
Yeah.
But
Come on.
But you can also squeeze in next break. You can squeeze in a pizza or baklava real fast.
Okay. All right. We're going to try it.
You
Thanks,
rock.
folks. Appreciate you.
We're going to try it. All right, we have Sue's going to do Sue's News here in just a couple of minutes from Fish Fest out here. And when we come back from that, we'll do all our regular stuff on Friday. Paul has some entertainment recommendations, Sue, for us as we take you into the weekend. Cusumano is going to preview the big slew game, the Cardinals' first spring training game, everything that's been happening at the Olympics, and Mizzou basketball for this weekend as well. And then I mentioned George Gray's coming by from The Price is Right. We love having him at the Fish Fry. We've done it a couple of times live. Really only a handful of live shows The Price is Wrong. The little game is just like The Price is Right. We pull items that are real items from Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and George tells us the items, and we have to bid. And the closest person, without going over, is the winner of the fabulous no case, which Fred puts together. I'm actually very curious because Fred's not here today, but he's the one who put the no case together. Cusumano, I'm told by Ethan, will be at Chaffetz getting ready for that game.
Oh, nice.
Before we get to, I'll just do this real short because I always have a bunch of things I didn't get to for the week, and I thought this was somewhat interesting. We didn't have any lawyers on the panel today. Did you ever, I think I know the answer here, Sue, but did you ever dabble at all with going to law school?
No.
Okay. I did, and here's why. I graduated from journalism school, as you know,
Yes.
in 1986. But really, my focus then was I wanted to be in the record industry, and my idol was Clive Davis, and he was a lawyer at CBS at Columbia Records in the 1960s, and then rose to sign everyone from Barbra Streisand, Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, and then created Arista Records on one of the legends in the music industry.
Yeah.
Never did it because probably wasn't smart enough, but I did really kind of give it some consideration because I wanted to do entertainment law.
Did you take the LSAT? Did
No,
you go
no,
that
I never.
far?
It never got that far. But I was
All
in
right.
Columbia. I just thought, you know what? Maybe this is my next step.
Yeah.
Don't bother me too much about it, okay? It didn't happen. But I bring it up, and I have deep regrets because listen to this. This is now. I've had unfortunately to pay lawyers over the course of my life, and it's not a fun thing.
No.
Do you know what the top hourly rates are at this point with lawyers?
Okay, per hour. Is this like in New York City or something? Give me
yes,
something.
it is.
Okay. $900?
Oh my gosh, triple it. Triple
No.
it. We're talking about no, listen. They're talking about $3,400 an hour for some of these lawyers.
Oh my gosh.
Christopher Clark, this is in the Wall Street Journal. They mentioned someone named Christopher Clark who's at a boutique law firm, $3,000 an hour. And he says he didn't even get pushback from clients, but he did get one notable comment where someone said, "Congratulations, that's the highest rate we've ever seen."
Okay, we could go back to school. I'm just saying. Right?
I mean,
I could.
The going rate for a top lawyer, I think the top rate I've paid is probably $450, which is still pretty high.
Which is
okay?
wow.
But this is $2,500 an hour was the top rate. That was a year ago. Now they say that looks quaint. And the story in the Journal says that legal fees have risen rather much faster than inflation. Now, the corporations, they have to gauge this. Is that $3,000, $3,400 an hour worth the investment for getting out of a lawsuit that could cost you millions and millions of dollars, right?
Probably sometimes it is.
They say that some senior partners now charge as much as $3,400 an hour at the country's largest law firm, according to data from Pursuit. That's a software company that in-house lawyers use to analyze their legal bills. Among the top 50 largest firms, rates for partners increased by 16% last year. And in bankruptcy court filings, they say Latham and Watkins and Kirkland & Ellis, two of the largest firms in the world, report some partners' hourly rates will rise to more than $3,000 this year as well. So that's kind of crazy.
I'd be happy with $450.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I mean, seriously.
But you know, when you get it's always fun. It's been a while for me to get my bill from the lawyer, but you get like quarter hour here. I took a phone call, quarter hour here. Oh, they add up so quickly.
Oh, my gosh.
But to be a lawyer. 4:15, we're coming back with Sue's News live at Fish Fest at 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
We are at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church. If you want to come down, we're kind of near Soulard, and it looks pretty good traffic-wise in this area. Now, southbound 55 kind of has the usual volume, so that's south of Arsenal on down through Bates. But we've also got an incident. Now, this is westbound on 6440. It's past Boone's Crossing. They had the right lane blocked for a minute, and that has created some slow-moving traffic there. Now, in the city, westbound 40 slowing Hampton out through McCausland. Eastbound is slow 170 through Big Bend. And out west, there's some moderate volume at Lake St. Louis Boulevard. 70 looks good out of downtown, but there's an accident reported eastbound 70 past Salisbury, and that has created a jam. Just moderate volume southbound 270. 64 down through Gravois in a jam headed into Illinois on the Poplar Street Bridge, and that is all because of road work on 64 at 15th Street. This report brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design. For over 25 years, they have been St. Louis's trusted choice for transforming homes inside and out. They do windows, siding, kitchens, baths, outdoor spaces, and give you quality craftsmanship backed by lifetime warranties. Visit lakesiderd.com to start your dream project today. I'm Sue Thomas. That's Traffic 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative. If you are about ready to retire and you're starting to think to yourself, this is great. We have saved money. I think we're prepared. And then you start to think, wait a minute. Do I actually have a written plan in place? Because, listen, you can save, and that's great. But how do you know that that is enough to get you all the way through retirement? The only way that makes sense to me is to go to a professional. And that's what financial and tax architects do. They will sit down with you. They will look at everything you've got, and then they will come up with a plan based on what you have for you, so you can have peace of mind that you will make it all the way through retirement. Financial and tax architects. So the first thing you do is go to a class they put on called Retirement Planning 101, and it's free. It's 90 minutes. It's one night, and you will be so glad you went. You'll at least kind of understand how things work. Go to F as in Frank, FTA-RIA.com, FTA-RIA.com, and register for a class and start there.
Men. Need a clinic that accepts all insurance, including Medicare? U.S. Men's Medical Center in St. Peters does. U.S. Men's helps men experiencing loss of energy, focus, concentration, and low libido. And they accept all insurance, even Medicare, for testosterone replacement therapy. Patients love the staff and the fact that, yes, I'm going to say it again, they accept all insurance, including Medicare. Feel better? Call U.S. Men's Medical Center at 636-244-5333.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcasts.
Fish Fry Fridays on The Mark Reardon Show, sponsored by Apache Village RV.
Sue, this is tempting. We are live at Fish Fest here at Trinity, Holy Trinity Syrian Orthodox Church near Soulard, sponsored by Apache Village RV, and Dave just brought out some food, including some sweets, because I can smell the delicious apple and sugar. So
that's exactly what that is.
A little unfair from when I am doing the show and you guys can snack. Trisha Everding is helping us out here with the broadcast and is going to participate in Sue's News. We'll have Paul Hall at the bottom of the hour. Yeah, I know, you're going to eat. That's the problem.
Wait, let me see that. I want to look at it.
This is one of the issues here at these things. You guys get distracted, and then I'm the one that's not eating. So you
I don't know what you mean.
Got to stay focused on the show. Paul Hall coming up, Cusumano live at Chaffetz at 4:48 or so. Ethan's back in the studio. We wish we could have him here. He'll be at some fish fries. But go ahead and hit Sue's News, and let's get rolling on that.
These allegations are deeply concerning.
Does the president have any comment?
We're not going to comment.
It's not clear messaging.
No.
And now, Sue's News. Brought to you by Sue.
Okay, you guys, don't you think Dave kind of looks like Bill Murray? Is there a Bill Murray quality there? Yes. Do you see that, Mark? No.
I have to look at him again.
I think there's like an essence.
Okay.
Are you seeing that?
He's got a familiar face. I hadn't
think
thought Bill
about
Murray
that
yet, but I will.
Okay, well, next time you see him. Happy National Love Your Pet Day, which Mark Reardon has to love many pets.
Many.
Yes.
My bunny, my 3 cats, my 2 dogs.
Check.
Yep.
And I had the guy out today was doing some lawn work. Like they put down some stuff pre-season.
All right.
And I said, hey, do you think we have moles in the backyard?
What'd he say?
He said, I don't see any mounds. Do they do mounds?
Kind of.
Okay.
A little bit.
Well, I just thought I was judging by softness of walking.
But you could probably see some
like
tunnels.
a tunnel.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't have.
I don't think you do. Did you get with Tony the Mole Man?
No, because I keep doing other things, and then I think then the guy shows up, and I have him look like he knows anything.
I'm probably just as qualified as anyone else to assess your mole situation. If we really want to be honest about it, if you want me to come out, I can bring Dashy, my cat. He's really good.
I got no problem with that. You guys come on over. It's also National Comfy Day, which I celebrate possibly every day, and National Cherry Pie Day, and for Mark, it's National Tartar Sauce Day.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, truth be told, the key to my fish fry season is to make sure I have my own tartar sauce and cocktail sauce, because what I do is I pick up little food at the end of the broadcast, and I always forget to ask for the condiments. I even went to the Walmart in High Ridge today, and I forgot to get my stuff. So I'm going to have to ask for the condiments tonight. But that's like, I do it every year.
Okay.
I'm like driving home, and I'm like, I don't have the condiments.
You know, I never kept tartar sauce. It is a game changer. I use it all the time. We bought it maybe a month ago.
Yes.
For the first time in my adult life, I thought, I'll put tartar sauce in my fridge. That bottle's almost gone.
So what are you using? Are you using it on other than fish, though?
Fries.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
do, we've got the air fryer. We do the breaded cod or whatever at home sometimes. I use it all the time.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. Okay, by the way, do you notice they have like big chunks of, they've got like squeeze bottles.
Are you
on
suggesting that I steal one of
no,
the big squeeze
I'm just
bottles?
saying, look how
That's what I heard.
prepared they
You don't
are
have
at
to
the
stop.
Serbian.
That's
By the
what I
way,
heard.
we are at the Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church. Okay, now, 36 years ago today, in 1990, the Scorpions album Best of Rockers and Ballads came out. So this is just an excuse to play Scorpions. What have you got, Ethan? Big City Nights, Mark.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so I went back here today and I thought, all right, do I want to play Rock You Like a Hurricane, which is on there, and No One Like You? Anyway, it was certified gold on this day in history. So I played Rock You Like a Hurricane, and then I played No One Like You, and I'm telling you, it's pretty much the same song.
Well, okay.
So if you ever want to do that, you're going to go back and go, okay, well, I see kind of why this is kind of the same thing.
We had on the Reardon Roundtable, I believe it was Steve Butts who made a Kiel Auditorium reference, and that was where I saw the Scorpions at the Kiel Auditorium.
You really?
Yeah. And I think it was with Iron Maiden, but I always but I know I saw them at the Kiel Auditorium.
No wonder I did, because I couldn't have handled Iron Maiden, but I would have gone to see. Was it the Rock You Like a Hurricane album? So like the 80s?
I don't know. It would have been mid-'80s for sure.
All right. And on this day in history, 28 years ago in 1998, that's when Tara Lipinski became the youngest Olympic champion ever. That's when she beat Michelle Kwan to win the gold medal in
women's figure skating. She was only 15.
I remember
so
this.
can
Isn't
I tell
that
you?
nuts?
Can I tell you how much of a
Yes.
fan I've become of Tara? Because she's on this terrible reality show that I watch called The Traitors.
She's on The Traitors?
Yes, she
Oh,
is,
my
and
God.
Johnny. So Johnny and her are both on The Traitors.
Get out.
Yes, and Johnny just kind of annoys me, but that's
Are
just.
they new to this season? Because I
Oh
watched.
no! Yes, no, on
they're-
Traitors.
Oh,
yeah.
on Traitors. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
No,
I did
you're
not
good.
watch Traitors.
I've not watched the new season of
Right.
Traitors. I love that show.
Oh, no,
though.
they're on. But I will
Okay.
say this. I think, even though I'm not a big fan of Johnny, I think that Tara and Johnny on the Olympic coverage, they do an excellent job. She's
They
awesome.
do.
She really
They
is.
really do. They're a great team. All right, I said I was going to talk about this yesterday, and I probably should have, but I teased it for today. Brad Reese, the grandson of Reese's inventor, H.B. Reese, wrote a LinkedIn post a couple of days ago accusing the company of changing his family's classic formula and not for the better.
Ruh-oh.
Now, he said the Hershey company is replacing milk chocolate with, quote, compound coatings and peanut butter with, quote, peanut butter-style creams across multiple Reese's products. He's worried that the Reese's legacy is at risk. Now, the Hershey company, of course, responds, saying its Reese's cups are still, quote, peanut butter and chocolate at the core, which makes you go, They're made fresh the same way. Wait, they're made the same way they've always been, starting with roasting fresh peanuts to make unique, one-of-a-kind peanut butter and then combined with milk chocolate. They did not elaborate about the past and current ingredients, but they said that recipe adjustments have been made over time to accommodate new shapes, sizes, and innovation. Well, you know, it's like those Christmas tree lumps,
Or the
right?
pumpkins.
And the pumpkin lumps
Those
and the
always
eggs.
taste better to me.
But
I don't.
maybe they do. Like the Easter egg, I
Uh-huh.
remember eating those. But we'll see what happens.
This is
'cause
of
I
great
think
concern to me.
People would be in a
Yeah.
huge uproar.
And I'm not sure federal intervention is not warranted, right?
Well, no kidding. Oh, and there's news out today that there are new hacks for cheap air travel. Maybe things like booking on Tuesday, 6 weeks in advance, flying on Saturdays. The idea seemed to be avoiding more popular times. Well, that may not be the case. They say now the key air hacks on Expedia.com, Fridays are now the best day to book. And the best day to fly internationally.
Fridays.
Yes.
Well, but But he flies on Fridays.
Yeah,
I mean, why is
I'm
that?
like, what?
that
This is
doesn't
what
make any
we've been
sense.
doing forever.
Yeah.
Because when I look at Vegas, sometimes Fridays and Sundays are the most expensive. But if you just go a day out or you come back on a Monday, you're going to
Then
get a
it's
better rate.
cheap.
Typically, you
yeah.
will. Yeah.
Well, they say Tuesday is the cheapest day to fly domestically.
That makes sense.
Which also makes sense under the previous thinking being a low volume day. But they say Tuesday is the least busy day to fly, but it's also up to 14% cheaper than Sundays. And finally, in Sue's News, we have today's random fact. The black lines on the side of school buses show the floor line and seat lines inside.
What?
And that way, if there's ever an accident, firefighters know where to cut.
Stop it.
I have
Have
never
we been
known
living our
that.
whole lives on this planet without that information?
I did not know that.
This
It
is what
freaked
happens
me out
during
today.
Sue's News. This is why you almost earn a PhD.
Wow.
Every day on the Mark Reardon Show, listening to that. That's a good one. Thank
I learned
you, Sue
that
Thomas.
while listening.
We'll get some entertainment recommendations. Trish Everding, Sue, and I hanging out at Fish Fest. Come see us this afternoon. We'll be back after Fox Business on 97.1 FM Talk.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Our first shot of the northwest flow, it gets stronger as we go through the weekend. Some clouds around overnight tonight, 29. Might be a couple of snow flurries here and there first thing in the morning. Otherwise, it's just a sunny day. Partly to mostly sunny skies, dry day, 43. Saturday night, clear, cold, breezy. Second cold front coming through, 25. Sunday, sunny and cold and windy. Feels even colder than the high of 38. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Points, and the S&P 500 gained 47. After the Supreme Court voted 6-3 against the administration's tariffs policy, President Trump announced a new 10% global tariff above and beyond the tariffs that were already in place. He cited two rules that allow the administration to add those tariffs immediately. Those tariffs would go against countries that we already have a deficit with. Trump also noted that the SCOTUS decision didn't say whether the $175 billion potentially to be returned actually has to be. And director James Cameron has slammed the proposed Netflix acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery Studio and streaming assets in a letter to U.S. Senator Mike Lee. The letter escalates concerns over the deal's impact on Hollywood. That's your money now.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PROFIT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code PROFIT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an
Hey, we had a story yesterday that came out about mortgage rates being the lowest that they had been in a while. I want you to get with Stewie Rosenberg, Stewart's American Mortgage, who is a fascinating guy. I've gotten to know him, and he's known Stewie for a long time, but I just met him several months ago. And, you know, one of the things that he does is we give you his cell phone number. Call Stewie directly. And if you're thinking about refinancing and you think, oh, the rates are too high, I can't do that, talk with Stewie. Have at least a conversation, because the rates have changed. And the bagel loan is unique. It looks like a zero because you pay zero in fees that the other lenders charge for. And if you're skeptical about that, Stewie can walk you through it. When you refinance, and he says this is a great time, no appraisal fees, no closing costs, no title fees, no broker fees, and he can close in as little as 10 days. And there's a lot of transparency. Text him. A lot of people just text, and we get that. You can do that. 314-324-4440. You can call Stewie or Google the bagel loan today. NMLS number 226715.
If you're struggling with weight and frustrated with dieting each and every year, Mark Patrick Hypnosis can help. Join the over 500,000 people who have attended Mark Patrick Hypnosis with great weight loss results. Mark Patrick Hypnosis will be in St. Louis on Saturday, March 7th.
Totally changed my life.
It's amazing. I don't have any cravings. You want to quit, but have found it impossible? This is the thing for you. I have absolutely no craving. It's the darndest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's not for entertainment. It's for results.
Do it. It works, period.
You've tried everything else. You need to come and try this.
After this hypnosis, I want to eat good food.
Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about dessert.
Only $59.99. Lose all the weight you want. 100% guaranteed. Saturday, March 7th at the Residence Inn by Marriott St. Louis Westport in St. Louis. Weight loss hypnosis, 11 a.m. Registration, 10:30 a.m. Attend this program and find out how the power of hypnosis can help you achieve your weight loss goals. There's limited seating, so get there early. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
License number GL2500615.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Two sounds that can wreck your sleep. A drip and a toilet that won't stop running.
Drip, drip, all night.
Good news. We're doing plumbing now. Same folks, same care, same we do it right.
Leaky faucet, running toilet.
Or a stubborn clog, call Grasser.
Electric and plumbing, the Grasser way.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeServices.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Over 35 years, I've seen it all. Car crashes, work injuries, defective products, medical mistakes, lives flipped upside down in an instant. But I've also seen something else, the power of fighting back, the power of winning. Over $30 billion recovered and counting. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The time is 4:34. This time check sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules. Mark Reardon is live from Holy Trinity Fish Fest, sponsored by Apache Village RV.
This is always the very uncomfortable part of the program during Fish Fry Fridays because the food is rolling out.
Yeah.
The host has to talk on the radio.
Yeah.
Sue, you can talk a little bit too because you're going to chime in here, but you get to chew a little bit more than talk if you would prefer. Trish is doing the same thing. Alex Rich is here. He's going to hang with us in the next hour. So the food looks delicious. So
Fish
come
taco,
out.
fish taco,
So
excellent.
good.
Cod with the whatever that tomato stuff on, excellent.
Okay, it's unfair. I'm just telling you it's
potatoes,
unfair.
I mean, it is all
Really good.
And is that the Serbian potato salad that he was
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about? Delicious.
Yep.
All right, well, I'm going home with some of this for sure. I'm going to eat before we leave. We have Paul Hall on entertainment this afternoon from Common Guy Films up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. How are you, Mr. Hall?
Sorry, I got to put my own fish down right now. I mean, I got. It's only fair if Mark's the only one that's got to talk.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that. That's very responsible of you and polite. What do you want to start with here this afternoon?
Let's go to the theaters for How to Make a Killing.
Gun to your head. What would you even do with $1 billion?
Why do you have a gun to my head?
Whatever happened to the Redfellow family fortune?
I'll inherit it. Someday.
Well, call me when you've killed them all. Until then, I'm sure you'll make a killing.
All right, I don't even recognize the voices there. Maybe Glenn Powell?
Glenn Powell plays Beckett Redfellow. Now,
Nice.
Glenn's probably the hardest working guy lately, it seems like, in movies and TV. From this to previously The Running Man, which is over on Paramount Plus now, Chad Powers, which I think we both liked over on Hulu.
I loved it.
The last couple of years, he's been amazing out there. He plays Beckett Redfellow. Now, Beckett is about seventh in line for a family fortune. And to get there, of course, you're not going to get there. You're seventh in line. Come on. Unless everyone above him in line starts dropping dead and getting out of the picture. Well, a love interest played by Margaret Qualley there comes in and says, hey, maybe they'll all go away and maybe you'll be rich. And he starts thinking. And that starts leading into people dying, mysteriously or not mysteriously, and some that he does and some that he doesn't do along the way. But does it all work out the way he planned? You'll have to see the movie to know that. But I'll tell you what, it's kind of a dark comedy, a little bit of thriller built in, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun than I thought it would be when I sat down with it, and that's really due to Powell in the lead role. He has this charm that you just want to let him do whatever he wants. And even when he's playing down in kind of a dressed down type of role, you still just want to see what he does. I liked it from that standpoint. How to Make a Killing opens in theaters everywhere as of today.
You know, it's funny because Glenn Powell's actually a guy that's grown on me quite a bit. He was in the Twisters remake from, or whatever you want to say, the reboot from a few years ago. I didn't love him in that, but, you know, I love Chad Powers, and I loved his character in that. He was great in Top Gun Maverick as well. So I look forward to this because you're not kidding. He's on fire right now, Glenn Powell. He seems to be getting every role available, so that's curious. What else is out this weekend for streaming purposes, Paul?
Well, I have to mention, Mark, I think it's one of our favorite shows, The Night Agent with Gabe Basso, the story that has taken a new turn this year as we still keep the Night Agent line open, and his character here, Peter Sutherland, is, well, still trying to survive in the midst of the White House and in the midst of conspiracies and planes blowing up and people dropping dead. A lot more action, a lot more suspense as you go through this new season. It's more of the same of what you've come to expect, and that's a good thing because we do like him in this a lot. The Night Agent, all the episodes are up streaming. You don't have to wait week after week to see a new one. It's up on Netflix.
And I always like to mention that Mr. Gabriel Basso is from here in St. Louis, a talented acting family. Annalise Basso, his sister, is also an exceptional actress, but man, has he fallen into a great franchise there with The Night Agent, and it's good. It's really fun to watch. There's a fun factor. It's sort of the same, you know, formula, if you will, and there's things that happen that they telegraph, and you kind of see them coming. But I like it, and I think one of the reasons is that Gabe pulls off that role so well. You mentioned last week on Prime Video, Cross is out. I never watched that, but they have a new episode of that. Correct?
Yeah, definitely. We saw season 1 is complete there. That was, he dealt with a serial killer that was making his victims kind of into the likes of other serial killers, and it was quite interesting. Now he's getting into more conspiracy stuff, getting into more current topical stuff, and I'll tell you what, it's a great ride. I've seen a couple more episodes than what are available currently on Prime. They're doing a new one a week on that. And the other new one that's out this week is The Last Thing He Told Me over on Apple TV Plus. Now, I think back in the day, Sue, you mentioned you read these books, didn't you?
Which ones are these? Who do you know the author? Tell me again the title, because I don't.
Yeah, it was The Last Thing He Told Me.
Oh, wait a minute, I might have.
Yeah,
yes.
we got season 1 down.
I'm going to go in and look it up.
Laura Davey was the author behind it. And she brought this together. Good. Okay. Yeah, we got a season 2.
Paul, you know what's funny about that show? I'm pretty sure that I watched that show, but I have no recollection of it whatsoever. I don't know if that's a good thing.
The good news is
the
first episode of season 2 will give you that recap, so you can come pick up. Basically, the guy disappeared. He turned in the mafia, and he's on the run now. His wife, Jennifer Garner, and their daughter. He left him a cryptic note that said protect her. Now she's back for a second season 5 years after that original. And I didn't think there'd be a second season coming after that first one. This is off to a really good start. I've seen the first couple episodes of this one as well. I think it will be a decent ride. I'm not going to give it a total thumbs up yet, but so far so good for The Last Thing He Told Me, for those of you who are fans of that series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I totally did read this, and here's the thing. I don't think there was a follow-up book, so they must be going rogue and coming up with their own, turning it into a series. You see what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's 5 years after the first.
I think that is what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right, hey, I wanted to mention something because there's a St. Louis connection, but let me do the countdown here, Paul, and you tell me what your reaction to these movies were. The Hollywood Reporter put out, and they do this every week, the top streaming movies of the week. The Rip was number 1, and I watched that last week. Tricia, have you seen The Rip? It's the Ben Affleck and the Matt Damon.
He said don't do it.
It's just so ridiculously stupid.
You know what, my parents watched
so
it said
dumb.
the same thing. They're like, don't bother.
But, you see it coming a mile away. Anyway, that was number 1. I don't know number 2, the people we meet on vacation. Had you seen that, Paul?
I have. It's a story that is kind of runs out of I think it's young adult novel lore. Two friends that become more than friends as they go on vacation. They decide to go on vacation together every year, and they make up a story and they get romantically linked as it goes. It was okay.
Okay, so That was number 2. The Running Man was number 3. One Last Adventure, The Making of Stranger Things 5, number 4. K-Pop Demon Hunters still hanging at number 5. Suitcase Killer, The Melanie McGuire Story 6. One Battle After Another, which is an Oscar favorite, number 7. Zootopia, which I think has been the biggest animated blockbuster of all time, is number 8. And number 9 is Soul on Fire, the story of John O'Leary from right here in St. Louis, who played with fire when he was a kid and was burned over 90% of his body. They filmed the movie here in St. Louis. It was released late last year. It had a decent opening at the box office, but it was never going to be a film that was going to really make gazillions at the box office, but they got Netflix to pick it up. Netflix picks it up. It now has 177 billion streaming hours, which is pretty cool. I'm sorry, 160 billion streaming hours.
Wow.
I gave Zootopia's number there, but that's still an incredible number. And it's a good movie. It's a solid film. It's a movie you should watch with your family. My daughter, I took her to that movie, and I'm glad that it's getting a lot of attention online. Anything else you want to mention, Paul?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention briefly, of course, we lost Robert Duvall this week. A lot of people will immediately go to his legendary roles. I went back to Paramount Plus and watched Days of Thunder again this week. Why? Because that's who I am. And Harry Hogg, his role as Harry Hogg, made that movie. I mean, he really added a color to that movie that Tom Cruise couldn't have ever hoped for. I'll tell you what, you'll never watch another NASCAR race without thinking the pit crew's eating ice cream when Harry Hogg's involved.
You know, that is a movie that I've not gone back and watched. So I'm going to I'm actually sending myself an email because I think that would be really good to watch. By the way, Robert Duvall had some St. Louis connections. He was here for a short time, went to Principia High School and to college. And he spoke fondly in an interview. We played some of the parts earlier this week. Paul, my only connection with him, I never interviewed him on a junket, but when he came to KMOX in 2006, I think it was my first year back here, I was getting on an elevator, and he walked right out of the elevator to be on Charlie Brennan's show. And what he told Charlie that morning on KMOX is that he really had fond memories of the Muni. And he said that when he was in Principia College, his grades were terrible.
Not great.
And Mom and Dad actually said, hey, maybe you should try this acting thing. And I don't know what his experience was at that point, but lo and behold, I think we can all say he did pretty well for himself, Robert Duvall, didn't he?
He did very well for himself. So rest in peace, Robert. It's been a wild couple weeks when it comes to people we've lost. He's just the latest in a long line.
Paul, tell folks where they can find your reviews.
CommonGuy.com, including this week where I launched and told you that Fight Club is coming back to theaters for one day, including a new 4K DVD, and I talk about Fight Club, among other things.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Paul. Have a great weekend. We'll talk next week. Frank Cusumano live at Chaffetz to preview the big game with SLU and VCU tonight, and a whole lot more coming up. We're live at Fish Fest.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Hey, if you're coming to see us here at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church, we're not that far from Soulard. It looks pretty good. Now, we do have an accident, though, on eastbound 70. This is just before Tucker. They've got the right lane and the right shoulder blocked, and that has really been creating a delay. But if you're northbound on 55, eastbound on 44, things are great. Now, southbound 55 is slowing at Bates. Also a little bit headed for 141. The really big jam we have is not only on the eastbound 70 at Tucker, but on eastbound 64 approaching 15th Street on the Illinois side. Road work there has caused a major delay. On the Missouri side, it's westbound 40 slowing approaching Hampton out through McCausland. A little bit slow out of Prospect. And some volume westbound 70 Jennings Station Road and again at Lake St. Louis Boulevard. This report is brought to you by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. St. Louis Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door, and Overhead Door Company of St. Louis can come out and perform their 26-point tune-up on your garage door and opener. It's just one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Schedule online, overheaddoorstlewis.com. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Mark Cox is live in D.C. for President Trump's State of the Union address.
We are going to be surrounded by a liberal media. I am happy to have you there to be that conservative voice.
Sponsored by Corel Roofing and Golden Oak Lending.
According to MasterCard, nearly half of small businesses have been a victim of a cyber attack. As cybercrime escalates, ThrottleNet is calling on businesses to strengthen their security posture by taking a free online IT security audit right from your desk. This 3-minute online assessment provides an immediate score to see security gaps and vulnerabilities in your network. For 26 years, ThrottleNet has supported your business IT everything right here in St. Louis. In fact, no client of ThrottleNet has ever paid a ransom. So visit throttlenet.com/971 to take the free assessment today.
Did you know that 60% of adults over 20 avoid going to the dentist due to deep fear of dental treatment? Knowing that many of our chronic health problems can be directly related to the harmful bacteria in our mouth, not going to the dentist can be very dangerous. Hi, this is Dr. Michael White. I've been helping the dental anxiety patient for over 20 years with anxiety-free sedation. This is very effective and very affordable. Call my office at 314-270-8552. That's 314-270-8552.
There's no better way to upgrade your backyard than by calling my friends at Chesterfield Fence and Deck Company. Mark Cox here, locally owned and operated for 58 years now, and it is a sign you have the very best because they're so proud of what they do. They offer fences, of course, and decks, and sunrooms, and screen rooms, and patios, retaining walls, and so much more. Chesterfield Fence and Deck takes so much pride in what they do because they've done it for so many people. When they come over to your house, they'll give you a free estimate, no obligation, free project design. They'll take out their digital photo gallery of completed projects and let you see what other people are doing, and then you can make it your own. When they do their work, they give you a 5-year labor warranty and a comprehensive material warranty, and they're highly rated with the Better Business Bureau, of course. Reach out to them today. Tell them you heard about it from Mark Cox. You're going to get 48 months interest-free financing on your next project. Go to chesterfieldfence.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Fish Fry Fridays on The Mark Reardon Show. Sponsored by Apache Village RV.
Big game, Chaffetz Arena tonight. SLU drops one on the road to Rhode Island. It's going to happen sometimes in conference play, but Frank Cusumano tonight is a big one for the Billikens, and I think they can get the business done, can't they?
I think they can. I think if you ask Josh Schertz, hey, Coach, in the middle of the season, you're not going to lose a game for 81 days. Would you take it? I think he'd say, yeah. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is the loss was this week, and tonight they're playing, the second-best team in the conference, VCU, who's technically the hottest team in the conference now with 10 victories in a row. And, Mark, you don't want to get to a situation where you lose 2 in a row and you have to go to Dayton. Then all of a sudden, are we going to be looking at a team that has to win the conference tournament to get in? I don't think this is going to be the case. I think your first thought is correct. I think they're going to come out and play a really good game. Josh Schertz said something really interesting the other night after the loss. He said, we've been playing with fire for a couple of weeks, and we got burned. So hopefully the message has been sent, and they come out and play like they have all season.
Look, it's going to happen in these conference games, and I don't care what team it is. They're surprises. And, look, Mizzou almost became a victim after a 21-point lead because you knew Vanderbilt was going to have a run the other night. I didn't think they were going to have as big a run as they did, Frank, and the Tigers get that victory. But, look, these road games in particular, whether it's, the Billikens or Mizzou, it doesn't really matter. They can be tough tests. And with my team, I think SLU's a little bit more consistent. With the Tigers, I think you would admit you don't know what team you're going to get from week to week.
Yeah, but with that said, they've had some really nice victories when you think about it. I mean, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Florida. I think they're still in good shape. Tomorrow's not going to be a day at the park, though, facing Arkansas.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. We have our first Cardinals spring training game tomorrow in Jupiter, don't we?
We do, and Matthew Libator is going to get the ball. And I think it's kind of interesting, Mark, because in the past, the Cardinals have thrown out on opening day guys like Adam Wainwright and Chris Carpenter and an all-star pitcher like Sonny Gray. And now it's Matthew Libator, who's only 26, and he's got like 16 career wins. He may end up being their number one, and I think he's going to be a good pitcher. But let's just face it, this is a whole new team with a whole new set of expectations.
So it seems like the U.S. is closing out the Olympics in fine fashion. What an amazing victory for the women in hockey gold yesterday. Elisa Liu, who spent some time here in St. Louis promoting the ice skating event last summer and did a great first pitch at Busch Stadium, wins gold. And now we have another gold medal final between the U.S. and Canada on early Sunday morning, don't we, Frank?
Yeah, I think Elisa Liu right now is the story of the Olympics from the United States perspective, because that performance last night in the gold and doing her routine to Donna Summer bellowing in the background, and that finish was so spectacular. And I've never seen an athlete so happy during the actual performance. However, with that said, if the United States beats Canada on Sunday morning to win the gold, that may actually end up being number one. So we've had a really fun Olympics, especially the last couple of days.
Yeah, what happened this afternoon? They just blew. Ethan was sending me updates. Brady Tkachuk got the 6th goal. I mean, I don't even know what the final was, but they blew up on him, didn't they?
Yeah, Slovakia, they beat them 6-2, and they scored 2 goals in 19 seconds. Now, on the other side, Canada had some real drama. They had to score late to send the game in overtime. And by the way, Jordan Binnington again comes up with a big save. You know, if he didn't make that save late, then Canada would not be playing on Sunday. So I don't know. I'm going to be rooting for the United States. I just don't want Binnington to have a bad game. And he always seems to play well when it matters the most.
And it's not the most ideal time, but at least it's not like 2 or 3 in the morning, right? 7:10 on Sunday morning. I think a lot of people are going to get up to watch that game.
Yeah, I fear for the church attendances around the country on Sunday. A lot of people want to watch that thing on NBC.
Okay, so will you have a show on Sunday night or still preempted for the Olympics?
No, one more Sunday without Sports Plus. We'll have the closing ceremonies. Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, well, have fun at Chaffetz tonight. I can't imagine what the energy is going to be like in that building, and let's get a victory.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Take care. Frank Cusumano, he'll be with us on Monday to wrap up the weekend in sports. You guys enjoying all your food as I sit here and do the show?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah?
Let me tell you, that fish taco is killer. Sorry, yes.
What is because right in front of me here I have some of the it must be the apple
Yeah,
strudel.
that's the apples thing.
Oh, my
But
gosh,
listen,
it's delicious
you know how he
smelling.
was talking about the women stretching out the dough and making the handmade
Yes,
dough?
I do.
That's right here, and they put it with apples in it and baklava, so
Okay.
you can have either or.
I need to get one of those as well. We're going
Uh-huh.
to wrap things up for our second hour. George Gray is on the way from The Price is Right. We're going to play a little game we like to call The Price is Wrong. We might get George Rosenthal from Throttlenet to swing by here as well. That's what Fred told me. Fred, unfortunately, had to be away today. He'll be at the next. And we might as well, give you a little preview here. And once again, thank Apache Village RV for making these possible. We'll be in Cottleville a week from today, then Assumption on Mattis Road in South County on the 6th of March. The 13th takes us to St. Mary Magdalene in Brentwood. We have been there before. March 20th, Queen of All Saints in Oakville. And on the 27th of March, that's my mom's birthday, so we'll be at Ott's Tavern and Fish Stand in Millstadt, and we loved being there last year. Today, we are live from Holy Trinity, Serbian Church near Soulard. The crowd is building. They are serving food right now. They're just getting going. They got going, I think, a little early because the crowd was building. The room's starting to get a little bit more full. Our friend Alex Rich is also here. He's going to play the game that we like to call The Price is Wrong when George gets here. It's all coming up, plus an audio cut of the day in the 5 o'clock hour. Come see us.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, we've got emergency vehicles on westbound 70 past Route A, and they've got the left lane blocked and the left shoulder. So if you're traveling out there, there is a delay. Now, westbound 70 out of downtown isn't bad. It really doesn't stack up until you get a slow pocket or two between Highway K and that incident. Now, eastbound traffic slowing in O'Fallon as well. Westbound 64, the usual volume. So that's Kings Highway out past McCausland. Eastbound is slowing, approaching 170 through Big Bend. And eastbound 70, we had that earlier accident at Tucker that has left us with a delay in that area. They're trying to get that out of the way and cleaned up. And if you're headed into Illinois, we've got this road work. It's emergency bridge deck and just road repairs. It's eastbound 64 at 15th Street. They've got the 2 right lanes blocked, and it's really caused a jam behind it. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Public schools, like public libraries, should be free and open to all. Open enrollment allows parents to choose the school that's the best fit for their children. Maybe another school has a wider curriculum, is bigger or smaller. Maybe a kid is being bullied and would be more comfortable at another school. 75% of parents favor open enrollment. Open enrollment programs now exist in 43 states, and Missouri should join them. Our next-door neighbor, Kansas, has one of the strongest open enrollment policies in the nation. Kansas parents are trusted with choices and options, while Missouri parents must move out of their home to change public schools. And it's a trend. Nationwide, the percentage of students going to their chosen public school has steadily increased. Assigning kids to schools based on their zip code is the old way. Open enrollment is a better way. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Why specialty MRI?
It's proactive healthcare, no code clinics, right here in Fenton.
Was it hard to schedule? Was there a long wait?
Not at all. Direct access, no referral needed.
And the results?
Quick with clear answers with their MRI health bundles.
Sounds like the future.
Call Specialty MRI at 636-591-1288. That's 636-591-1288.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Our first shot of the northwest flow. It gets stronger as we go through the weekend. Some clouds around overnight tonight, 29. Might be a couple of snow flurries here and there first thing in the morning. Otherwise, it's just a sunny day. Partly to mostly sunny skies, dry day, 43. Saturday night, clear, cold, breezy. Second cold front coming through, 25. Sunday, sunny and cold and windy. Feels even colder than the high of 38. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
To battle is to fight, to struggle, to overcome, and ultimately for the Marine Corps, it means to win. There is no alternative. It's not just a statement of intent. It's a promise to our nation. A promise kept for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
He says he will keep fighting. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing.
President Trump, after the high court struck down his use of emergency tariffs, and he said he's ashamed of some members of the court
for not having the courage to do what's right for our country.
The president promising to come up with other ways to impose tariffs, which he says help broker peace deals. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent tells Fox's Will Cain the ruling is a loss for the American people.
Think to this time last year when President Trump put on the fentanyl tariffs against Mexico, Canada, China for the precursor chemicals, and then we saw a rapid decline in fentanyl deaths. If that's not an emergency authority, what was?
California Governor Gavin Newsom is calling on the Trump administration to immediately issue refund checks with interest to American families and businesses. And President Trump again warning Iran to come to the table after 2 rounds of nuclear talks, but telling reporters this morning he felt bad for the Iranian people as the U.S. military assets mobilized near the Middle East.
More than 120 warplanes have arrived in recent days, including dozens of F-15s, F-35s, AWACS, KC-135 refuelers, and cargo planes planes loaded with military equipment. In fact, in the past few hours, the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier strike group passed through the Strait of Gibraltar at the mouth of the Mediterranean after stopping outside the strait for resupply after crossing the Atlantic.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin in Washington. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to travel to Israel next week to update Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the negotiations. Wall Street kept calm after the tariff ruling and stocks finished higher. Fox News.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions.
This hour of the Mark Reardon Show is sponsored by Gamma Tree Experts. Your trees deserve the best care. Call Gamma Tree Experts. This is the Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, we are at Fish Fest at Holy Trinity Serving Orthodox Church in Sioux. I think you can vouch for the quality of the food, which you guys have been surrounding me with lots of munching sounds on the microphone. Don't think I can't hear those. The audience can hear them too.
Well, I don't know what you mean, but that was delicious. Again, I'm going cod, and I really like that fish taco, but we have yet to see a shrimp po' boy, which apparently exists.
But the desserts here are incredible too.
These women made this dough, phyllo dough. It's so difficult. You have to roll it so thin. I actually ate the apple pie one. It was so good.
Yeah, Dave Lekich, who is one of the organizers here, he joined us in the last hour and gave us all the rundown. And this is our second year here in Soulard at this area. And we thank Apache Village RV because they're making all our broadcasts possible. Our friend George Gray from The Price is Right is coming over here in just a few minutes. We're going to play a game we like to call The Price is Wrong. Alex Rich, who typically visits on a Wednesday, took some time out here to visit with us on a Friday because you've played the game before and you're on the list today.
I have. I've played the game before. I'm also a little immobile, as we discussed. So it's usually I'm on my driver's time, and I could only convince my driver, which is my wife, to come to the Mark Reardon Show only once per week. So I couldn't do Wednesday and Friday.
Understood.
So we landed on getting the fish along with it.
So poor Annie, we saw you a week ago. Are you not any better than you were a week ago? What happened? It's like a toe issue thing, right?
Yeah. From catching all those years in college, I'm basically taking the injury from Kyle Schwarber, and I'm the reason for a lot of his continued success into these later years.
Because Alex backed up Kyle Schwarber at the University of Indiana.
So no, I had to get the toe arthritis taken care of from the catching, dude. It's brutal, but the toe still, hurts. My foot's pretty swollen.
But you can't drive, right? That's part of the reason Annie's shuttling you around.
On the right foot. So the left would be fine. We'd make do. I will say I did a lunch meeting the other day with somebody, and we went to a place right down the street from me. A new place popped up in Richmond Heights, Humble Pie. And I said, this is perfect because it ended up being a beautiful day outside, and it was my first opportunity to scooter myself with my little scooter down the street to the lunch.
By the way, I dare you to go do a loop around Forest Park on that thing.
I know. I thought about it.
Tell him
it's
to
a
do
smooth
that.
ride,
Somehow
man.
he would do it.
Honestly, let me tell you, I think I could do it much quicker than I could do it with two walking legs.
What could you do this? Could you go to a venue or something like that and ask for special accommodations?
You know
for
what?
seating?
I'm hoping that opportunity comes up. There was some event we were going to go to. No, I'm supposed to go to the Fox in a couple weeks.
Okay.
I'm wondering how do I handle it.
Right.
Wait a minute. How long are you going to be this way?
Couple more weeks, Sue.
Okay.
Couple more weeks. I'm telling you, the toe's it's underrated. maybe it's overrated.
Okay, but I
it's
wanna-
underrated when you got to get a toe surgery.
I want to talk a
Holy
little bit about
cow.
what you've been doing, filling your time. Allegedly, you're working, right?
Let me tell you something. It's hard work.
Okay. You're watching. He just said we talked.
Yes.
Paul Hall was on Talking Entertainment. The third season of The Night Agent is on Netflix.
Came
now.
out yesterday.
Came out, and you watched the entire first season or the third season already. You streamed the whole thing.
All 10 episodes. Unbelievable.
10 episodes.
10 episodes.
So basically, you did
working
nothing
hard.
with your life yesterday except
Yeah.
for watch The Night Agent.
Yeah, I would say it was probably just under 9-10 hours. Each one's about 40, 45, 50 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah, we're looking at probably, I did a good 8-9 hours
Did
of
you
TV
watch that
yesterday.
without Annie?
Oh, yeah. She
Okay.
can't keep up. Are you kidding me? She's got to teach class.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
she's
I'm
got to
over there.
work.
I was
Yeah.
working, though, yesterday.
So how was it? How was episode?
I
or
thought it was
season
great.
3?
I thought it was awesome. I mean, it's so good that I wanted to just keep watching.
So I'll tell you a funny story. When I and by the way, we'd like to mention Gabe Basso, who stars St. Louis guy. You know that. But when I used to do a bunch of different emceeing and things like that. Sue, we've always done that across our career. Until that all stopped in the era of Trump. Once Trump came, I didn't get those invitations ever. But I used to do. They used to do this great event for the Girl Scouts, and I don't know if you ever attended it. It was
I
called
don't think I did.
Desserts First, and it was really
Oh.
cool because what the challenge was, and I don't know if they do this anymore, but they would go to bakers around the city, and the challenge was, and you could use one of the Girl Scout cookies, or you can use them all. You can use two. You mix them together, create your own dessert with the Girl Scout
this
cookies.
is genius.
So I was a judge for many years.
Oh, that's awesome.
And what happens is you taste the desserts, and then you kind of judge and you vote on which one. And then it's opposite because it's called the Desserts First. So the crowd then moves into the ballroom, and they have the dinner, which is weird because you don't really want to eat the dinner after you eat the Girl Scout cookies.
dessert.
But one thing I remember, because it's an awesome, and my daughter was in Girl Scouts, but she's no longer. But the STEM stuff that they do and some of the
that's
really
neat.
impressive things with the high school kids. So we're there honoring. I was at this table with young girls that I was introducing and everything. And these were like sophomore, junior in high school, right? And I'm reading off the list of their accomplishments. And I can't remember. It was something that they had invented for a project. It was really cool. It was inspirational.
Neat.
And I got up there and I looked at the crowd. I'm like, man, it's so humbling. And I'm so impressed with what these young women can do. And this is true. I says, I have a kid at home right now, and the biggest accomplishment he has as a high school sophomore is he watched the entire 7 seasons of Game of Thrones in 1 week.
Now that's impressive.
I mean,
that's impressive.
That is impressive.
Because I'm also working on Game of
But
Thrones, believe it
that,
or not.
I mean, think about what that entailed.
No,
He
so-
did, and how bad of parenting that was because he did nothing but sit in my basement for a week and watch Game of Thrones, and I guess I knew he was there, but that's quite an accomplishment.
Did he sleep? He probably didn't sleep.
I don't know
Did
if he
he
slept very much.
sleep?
I don't
No
know
way.
if he did
I don't
sleep
know that
very
there was
much.
time.
One other thing that you mentioned the show The Pit.
The Pit.
Do you
I like
watch
it.
that?
I do.
That's the Noah Wiley show.
Honestly,
thank
that's
you.
Okay.
For
Thank
me,
you.
that's one of those shows right now because I'm one of these. I'm in this generation where we've always been able to record stuff and watch
Right.
it when we want.
Yes.
But this is one of those shows that I get excited for it to come out at 8:00 every Thursday night. I like it.
Wow.
I keep up episode to episode.
It's very popular. I think it's been given some awards or at least nominations, Golden Globes, etc. I watched part of the first season. Here's what I'll tell you. I was watching it late at night, and some of the medical emergencies and everything were so
Yeah, I can't
serious
handle it.
and so realistic. It was
can't.
like freaking me out,
All
dude.
my doctor friends say that The Pit is no doubt the most realistic medical show that they've ever seen or ever
Nope.
heard of. They said like they deal with that stuff on a regular basis.
Well, I believe it,
But it does.
It's also super woke.
I will.
I
say
mean,
that. But
yeah.
here's
you
what,
would admit that though.
there's some different stuff that
Okay.
goes on in each episode for sure. Where it's like they try to. There's a lot of different like things that they try to.
Are they
touch on.
teaching me lessons? I hate that.
Well, here's the thing. It's like you don't know why you like the show, but you like the show. You're honestly just following like these sick people's storylines. That's really what it's. There's not a ton to it. Like,
look, dude, it's ER in 2026, and it's
Yeah.
the same guy that was in ER. Now,
Yeah.
I like Noah Wiley, all right. The old, ER, the original, and it held up. Actually, it was relatively good when Clooney
Right.
was in it in particular. But I think The Pit, from my perspective, is a little overrated, a little too woke, but people love it. My wife likes it a lot more than I do, and you like the second season.
I like the second
Okay.
season. Yeah, I'm in
Let
there
me
right now.
let me ask you one question musically, because I popped off on this a little bit earlier on Twitter. I'm a huge fan of the band Mumford & Sons. You know
Sure.
Mumford &
Sure.
Sons, right? Well, they announced their U.S. tour today, and it goes across the country into many cities, except for St. Louis again.
Why?
They're going to the new venue in Kansas City instead of the amphitheater here. And I bring it up because we are getting skipped a lot. And I'm not just talking on the big tours. This is a band. Some people were giving me grief, like this isn't a major tour.
Yeah.
This band fills arenas across the planet. I don't know what your definition of a major tour is, but if you're filling arenas, okay, you're a pretty big act right now.
Right.
So, but it's not just them. It's a lot of places.
Yeah.
A lot of the bands that might go to the pageant are skipping St. Louis. The Factory seems to be doing well with the 2,500 seat arena, that type of crowd. But I get so concerned because you look at, I'll just say this about the amphitheater. I think it's outdated. They've tried to do some upgrades, but it looks old because it is old. And they have the brand new venue in Kansas City that is, the same thing. It's an outdoor venue. They're going to attract that talent more than we are. So I get concerned about St. Louis because these acts seem to be just passing us by. And at the same time, stopping in Kansas City, Indianapolis, and Chicago.
I have a theory.
You're not wrong.
May I share?
Sure.
I really think that some of this, I think it's two things. We get a bad rap about crime, but I wonder if it isn't because they hear Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City just because of the Chiefs and the winning thing.
Maybe. I don't know.
And I really think that has something to do with it.
Some of it, just being honest here, is venue availability.
Fair enough.
So there are
enough.
tours that sometimes do want to come through town, and if the Blues are playing or it's booked and they can't come up with a different date, then you're kind of off the list. That happens in every city.
What
though.
is your thought, Alex?
I do agree. I think that a lot of the people that I really want to see, like, I don't know, I guess somebody to me that sticks out that used to come to St. Louis all the time that opened up, used to do 2 nights in St. Louis, Dave Matthews Band. And for years he hasn't
He came
been,
last year,
He
though.
came last year.
But he had skipped St. Louis a lot.
For 10 years
Right.
prior to that. And now they're skipping St. Louis again. So it's like, I just want to know, what is it?
Yeah,
what
why?
is it from the artist's perspective that and maybe it's like they only want to do it. Yeah, if they're going to do Kansas City and they got nicer venues to offer, and it's in a booming feeling state right now where everything's kind of happening. I guess if artists feel like, oh, we're going to go do a show there and St. Louis is too close, but also to me, like, why not do St. Louis if you're there like the next night, right? Like
it is odd to me, and there's no doubt that there are some acts that are coming here that might not be in Kansas City. Again, there's venue availability.
Like Bruno Mars is somebody now that's mega, but that's somebody that for years I've never seen him. I've seen a lot of people live, and I've traveled to see a lot of people live. But Bruno Mars has never even there's never even been he's going to Indy this year, I think. But as long as back as I can remember, there's never been an opportunity where he's come to St. Louis.
I think he came here once, but I'd love
to see that. And maybe he opened for somebody.
Wow.
I think he literally might have opened for Taylor Swift or something 100 years ago.
What's more frustrating for me for a band like Mumford and Sons is they played I think it was off Broadway, and then they played the pageant, and then they took the leap to the Enterprise Center, which was I think Scott Trade at the time or whatever. Yeah. And I thought that's a band that's no way going to play on a larger field than arenas, and it did.
Dude.
And they've stayed there ever since.
I feel that way, and people are, I know, going to have mixed reviews of this comment, but I feel that way about Noah Khan.
Well, he's playing Busch Stadium.
And I'm wondering, I didn't know that there were that many Noah Khan fans, and I'm shocked that, Busch Stadium was the venue. Now, I think it's awesome. I think anytime there's a concert at Busch Stadium or something that's, not baseball that can bring some people downtown, that's great. But, I was shocked to hear that Noah Khan was
playing a stadium.
Is that unbelievable?
To me, it is.
Right.
It is. And if you don't know, do you know who Noah Khan is?
No.
So, see, he's a guy that's done a lot of collaborations with artists as well.
Yeah.
So he's gained a lot of popularity. He's the kind of guy, to me, that's more singer-songwriter.
Totally.
Not full band.
Totally.
But I'm guessing that show at Busch Stadium is going to be with a band.
You would have to think, but and I use Ed Sheeran as an example, I guess. But Ed Sheeran's known as doing his thing without the band and
right.
And he gets the stadium going. And I have seen him in concert. It's awesome. He gets the stadium going. But popular Ed Sheeran songs. These are radio songs. I think the only Noah Khan song I know is Stick
Season was
Stick
popular,
Season.
right? There's more than
and,
you know more than that. I promise you. You just don't know. They don't come to the top of your head.
He doesn't seem like a guy. I mean, he doesn't seem like a guy that's going to put on a. I'm sure he does, put on a high-energy, fun show. But he just doesn't strike me
I'm with you. I was
know?
surprised that was a Busch Stadium show. We're going to take a break here. We are live at Fish Fest, and let me tell you something. The line is a building for the great food that they have out here at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church. Alex is going to hang out. I did see our friend George Gray from The Price is Right. Trisha Everding is here. We play a little game called The Price is Wrong, and we're going to do it next, live at Fish Fest on 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Bruno Mars was here, but it was 2013. And he was at Scott Trade, which is now Enterprise. Okay, on the roads, if you are headed in to Illinois, that's where we have the biggest jam. It's road work. It's eastbound 64, and it's right there at 15th Street. They've got the right lanes blocked. Traffic is just jammed behind it. So on the Missouri side, it's kind of a typical Friday, but we do have the report of a stall. And this is westbound 70 before 79. Watch for that on the right side. There's already an accident eastbound 70 approaching K. That, too, is in the right lane, and traffic is slow there in both directions. Now, southbound 170 slowing at 64. Eastbound 40 slow on either side of 170. And things look okay on southbound 55, but it is a little slow down at 141. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis conservative.
Zero Res wants to give your home a little extra love this week only. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $109, plus get a 4th room free. Book online by February 20th at ZeroResSTL.com, and don't forget to mention Mark Cox sent you. The colder weather is here, and my friends at Hanson's Tree Service want to offer you a 10% winter discount for all tree care scheduled between January and March of next year. Mark Cox here. Call now. Get your spot secured. Also, when it comes to winter plant health care, it's a great time to get one of their arborists over. Have them to prescribe the best treatment options for your trees during the fall and winter season. Tell them you heard Mark Cox talking about it. Schedule your appointment today at hansonstree.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
We've been here 30 years. 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
When storm damage strikes or it's just time for a new roof, call my friend Cornelius at C. Marion Roofing. This is Ryan Wiggins. I've used him multiple times for roofs and bathrooms. He's licensed and insured for both homes and businesses. Start to finish, he'll handle your insurance claim and get you the job done right, fast, reliable, and with quality you can count on. I can testify to that. Call C. Marion Roofing today, 314-399-2140. That's 314-399-2140. Or type in C. Marion Roofing for all your projects.
Fish Fry Fridays on The Mark Reardon Show, sponsored by Apache Village RV.
Welcome back. We're live at Fish Fest at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church, and our broadcast is sponsored by Apache Village RV. All our Fish Fry broadcasts. We're in Cottleville next week. We have quite the table here with a line of folks in line for fish here. Alex Rich is here. Our friend who hangs with us usually on Wednesdays. Sue Thomas, Trisha Everding, the one the only from The Price is Right. George Gray is here. How are you, dude?
I'm doing great. Thanks
Welcome
for having
back
me
to St.
here.
Louis. We had lunch a couple of weeks ago, and we kind of thought we would target a fish fry because we like it when you come in the studio, but I think we like it even more.
It's super fun.
Right,
I've got
exactly.
to do this a couple of times, and I love it.
Is it true that I think when we visited with you last, you said that you are on hiatus from taping Price is Right for like 8 more months? Is that true?
I am fun employed. Yeah, we wrapped right before Christmas, and I don't go back until the end of July.
Oh,
that's insane.
So if you're listening, don't be surprised if you see me laying in a gutter somewhere over the next few months, because I got nothing but time on my hands.
That means you and I are going to hit some baseball games. No matter the quality of the team, we're going to go to some baseball games this year, because I don't think we did that once last year. It was we were off our game.
I needed to get George playing like the tambourine or something with me up on stage at maybe at a Busch Stadium.
Do you have musical abilities? Have you ever
Doesn't
played
he
an
strike you as
instrument or
somebody
not?
that would?
I play in a band.
Well, so what do you play?
I play drums.
Okay, look at that. So he
We'll
can
get
be
him on
your
the
drummer.
drums. I'd say we make it happen.
How did I not know you play in a band?
Because you don't care about me.
I do care. I care deeply. I'm
just the come on down guy.
I just haven't come out to Hollywood for a while. All right.
Wait, can we give a shout out to Mama May? It makes me nervous if we
I haven't
don't.
started.
We haven't started. This isn't official.
The game yet, so
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
fine. When
All right.
we start the game, absolutely.
All right.
You know when we're going to start the game?
What?
Right now.
Ooh.
Ethan, you going to hit that? Then I'm going to do my little part here, George, where I say we're going to play this little game called The Price is Wrong, Mark, with George Gray from The Price is Right. Now, usually I don't time this out very well, but I think I did today.
Mark.
Kind of.
It was kind of there. We never can get it right. George Gray, take it away.
Here it comes from Fish Fry Friday. Try to say that 3 times fast. The amazing Mark Reardon, and this is The Price is Wrong, Mark. Okay, so the way this works is these are real items. These really exist out there, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, anywhere in the St. Louis area. You can purchase these things right now. So if you're listening, you're like, man, I got to have that thing. You can buy it. It's there. So we got 4 contestants. We got Trisha, Alex, Sue, Mark. They're all going to play. We're having items. Whoever gets closest to the item without going over gets a point. And at the very end, they win a fabulous no case.
Right.
We're going to kick things off by saying, hi, Mama May.
Yay.
And hi, Judy Reardon.
She's definitely listened this afternoon. She's been texting me every day. When's George on? When's George on? Yeah.
And Mama May is turning 90 on the 27th.
Next Friday.
Can you believe it?
How about that? Yeah. And then a month, I won't say the age, but Judy Reardon, a month from that, on March 27th, has a big birthday, too. But
well, happy birthday
yeah.
to 2 beautiful ladies. Let's get going with the game. All right, first up, here we go. First prize on The Price is Wrong, Mark. Geodesic Moon Dome heavy-duty frame. It's fame with professionally made printed cover. Once again, Geodesic Moon Dome heavy-duty fame with professionally made printed cover. You hope that the printed cover is done better than the spelling.
Yes,
okay, here we go.
you do.
And the description: 24-foot diameter geodesic dome with cover, ideal for special events, festivals, or backyard setup. Original project costs a lot of money. I can't say the number. Photos of the moon surface were mapped, then printed, then sewn and seam sealed. A very laborious process. Only selling as we are moving and must downsize. And my wife says I need to get rid of my space tent, as she calls it. We'll take best reasonable offer. This would be an epic addition to any theme camp or personal camp at Burning Man.
Oh. Do we have a photo?
I
No.
was going to ask.
What's it made out of, George?
I can show you.
24 foot is big.
It looks like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
Wow.
like
Okay.
It's
It's
a
pretty
looker.
big.
It's
Now
a
we
looker.
see it
Yeah.
on
Okay, I get moon tint
Just
now.
think of how your property values will shoot through the roof if you put this in your front yard.
It's pretty big.
Oh, the neighbors, the HOA, the joy you will bring people in your neighborhood. That and maybe one of those outdoor upright pools, and you got yourself a party. Okay, so let's start with bidding. Trisha, what would you give for a geodesic moon dome with a fame?
Let's go $12,000.
Oh, my God.
Gosh. I think that's what they're asking.
Oh, my God.
Trisha, I would like to show you some property. All right, Alex.
I got to go to a showing. Trisha's coming to look at my house.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God! I'm gonna go $150, George.
$150.
Is
Alex,
that more reasonable? I can't tell.
Alex feels the same way.
He's way off, believe me.
Alex is as fond of that as this guy's wife. Okay, Sue, what would you bid?
George, I'm going to give you $250 for that.
Like I'm selling it now?
Yes,
Okay,
it's
sure. Why
yours.
not? $250?
Oh
Yeah,
my
we've
goodness.
got.
This is the easiest victory I've ever had. Go ahead.
Yeah, we've got
I cannot stand you.
150, 250.
Yes.
Mark, what do you bid?
251. Sue mocking
You're
me.
welcome.
You know, sometimes it's easy.
It's
isn't
a
it?
pretty obvious one here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 12,000.
Unless this thing is
It's gonna be
50,000.
How hilarious
13,000.
if this thing was $40. It would make my day. Okay, but the price for the geodesic moon dome is $4,000.
See?
I knew it was high. I knew it was
See,
high.
that's surprising to me.
So I win, don't I?
He gave us a little bit
No,
of a
Mark
hint with
does.
the original price.
Somebody's
though.
got a lot of money to waste
Yeah.
if that was more than $4,000
That is my victory.
originally.
That's my victory.
Well, this is going to keep this guy's marriage alive. So if you do
Yes.
hear this and want it,
Yes.
really, it's that or divorce
Mark
for this
Reardon,
guy.
you
Okay.
son of a gun.
All right, Mark's got 1 point. Here we go. Next item up for bids on The Price is Wrong. Mark. Dolly Parton pinball machine. Dolly Parton pinball machine. And the description. 1978 Dolly Parton pinball machine works great, disassembled, ready for pickup. Good back glass, good field. You'll definitely be skipping work from 9 to 5 to stay home and fire up this sweet and sexy machine. Sure to impress all of your friends. Okay, we're going to start bidding with Alex. What would you like to bid?
I'm going to start the bidding at $2,500, George.
$2,500.
Wait, I have a question, George.
Yeah.
Didn't they say it was disassembled?
Disassembled, ready for pickup.
Oh,
yes.
okay, so it's in pieces?
So they probably took the legs off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not Dolly Parton, just the pinball
Just-
machine.
right,
Yes,
right.
Exactly, just to clarify that.
Okay.
And there's great flippers and knobs on this thing, I've been told. So how much would you pay, Sue, for Dolly Parton to be in your living room?
Well, nothing. But I will say that instead of that, I will go $1,500.
$1,500. Okay, Mark, what would you like to bid?
I'm going to say $800, George.
$800. Okay, Tricia, we got $2,500, $1,500, $800. What would you like to bid? Knowing that you've watched The Price is Right and you're now a savvy bidder.
I'm savvy. That is a word for it. Let's go. 1501.
$1,501. I gave her every hint in the book.
She's trying to,
She's getting in there.
Yeah,
Just let
you'll
her-
see what
I'm
happens
gonna
in
be
a
honest.
second.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's okay.
I gave her every hint in the book. You're all over the price.
What?
See, every
Yes.
one of us.
Yeah.
If you bid $1,
Over
you
the price.
win.
Yeah.
Well,
See what happens there?
Maybe not now.
Well,
Well,
okay.
how's she going to know that then? Okay.
I learned on this show
we have
also.
to
Wait,
rebid.
but if it would have been
I know. I also learned on this
It's
show.
okay.
Then
we
you would have
can-
had everything
all
between
over.
1
Yeah.
and 800.
Yeah.
okay, but what?
Yeah,
okay,
we've been
all
on
right,
for
all
54
right,
years.
all
Maybe
right,
tune in
all
sometime.
right.
Okay, fantastic. So, Alex, give me a better bid.
What? I already gave you $2,500.
Yeah,
I
and you
think.
lost.
We're
So it's
all
overbidding
over.
again.
Oh.
And
Oh,
the
my
show
God.
ends at 6.
Again,
so
all
54
over.
years, folks.
We're all over.
54
Sorry.
years.
So sorry, George.
And the lowest bid on the last time was what?
800.
It was 800. I love being with fans of the show.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
I'm going to go $500.
$500. I love it. Sue, what do you got?
350.
350. Mark,
250.
250. And Tricia,
Do I get to play again? Because I clearly
you
don't
get,
know
you
what
get
I'm
to play
doing
again. Absolutely,
Okay,
yeah. We've got 500, 350, and 250.
400.
$400, and the actual price for Dolly Parton to be in your bedroom is $750.
All right,
Oh, Alex, way to go.
Alex wins it.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. That was
Yeah.
painful, but we got through it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
There we go.
So,
Oh,
Tricia, you could have done 501. You see how that would have
Okay,
worked
well,
there?
you just leave
Well,
her
no, I'm
alone.
just
I-
trying to
it's
help
good.
her.
Okay, no, this is good. Okay,
Okay,
501
okay.
or
I
the
like
$1
her.
gives
Okay.
me way more.
It is
of an
rare Mark
option.
tries
You
to
might
help
remember, I didn't help Alex.
Yeah.
I'll help with Tricia.
And always
Okay.
trust George
Okay,
when
well,
he's
that's a
throwing out
good
a hint.
I was trying.
Yeah, I know.
I was
I
trying to
appreciate
check in.
you. Thank
Okay,
you.
next item up for bids on The Price is Wrong. Mark. This one is going to be near and dear to Mark, and I'm surprised he hasn't purchased it already.
Huh.
I can't believe this is not in his collection. It probably will be before broadcast is finished. And here we go with the item. Human-sized steel cage.
Oh, my God.
Again, I repeat, human-sized steel cage.
Alex has been in my basement before.
He also had me in a steel cage in his basement before.
And here's the description, and trust me, it's awesome. Whoever responds with the best potential use for this cage will get it for my very fair asking price. It is 6'1" tall by 4x4 base, welded steel, approximately 200 pounds. 2 people can easily move it. And finally, do with it what you will.
Okay.
I'm not here to judge.
So if we're human trafficking, this is what we're going to look for, right? Here this afternoon.
Oh, my gosh. Dave Klein, what are you thinking?
I'm just thinking the scene from Pulp Fiction with,
Yeah.
So yes, we got Sue, you're going to be the first bidder.
Oh, great.
What would you give for something that Mark is going to buy anyway?
Well, that's a good point. How about, I like $250.
$250?
Yeah.
And it could be yours.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, this is tough.
Yeah.
$600.
Mark wants it bad. All right, Tricia.
Ooh, let's go $400.
$400. Alex, you're here with the missus.
Yeah,
This would spice things up,
I'm
wouldn't
see
it?
what she wants to go with on
You
it.
screw up, she throws you in the cage,
That
forgets
wouldn't be a
about you
good
for a
guess.
while.
No,
We
that's
got 250,
troubling.
600, and 400.
Let's go. You think it's somewhere in the middle there? Okay,
Oh
401.
my gosh, how hard is it? You need Annie to take you everywhere because you're toe, and now she has to help you play the game.
That sound that I just made with my face means
Thank
you're all over. Over.
I had a feeling.
So give me another price. This is going to be Sue. Go.
$100.
$100. Mark.
$75.
$75. Tricia.
Ooh, 90.
$90. Alex.
I'll go $1.
$1. Ding, 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 ding. That sound made from my face hole means that somebody got the bid correctly on the nose. Alex, feel free to sit this one out at $1. Okay?
It was good strategy,
You know what?
though.
If it's on sale, it's yours. Okay. The actual price is $100.
Wow. Yay. Okay, one out of all these. Holy
Mark
cow.
has one. Alex has one. Sue has one. Tricia has not scored
You know
a
what?
point
I'd
here.
pay
that.
$100 to we could have Mark sit in there for the entirety of one of the shows or something. You know what I mean?
Not a bad idea.
I think we're onto something.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is the next one, and it's a good one. Sled of Death. Sled of Death.
What is this game?
It's fun to say, too. Sled of Death.
It's a good band name.
Sled of Death would be a
It is.
Metal band.
Is that your band name?
It should be.
Should be.
Okay,
Metal
here we go. You and I, Sled of Death.
That's what we are.
Okay, here we go. And the description for Sled of Death. My son built the sled for him and his buddies. Dimensions are 22 inches wide by 60 inches long. You lay down on it feet first and go down paved streets. He and his friends are all injured now.
Oh.
For those crazies who dare, it is now your turn. No returns, no refunds, and no, I will not cover your hospital bills. Okay, so Mark, what would you like to bid for the Sled of Death?
So,
What's it made
Do you
of?
have a picture of that?
Is there a?
It is 22 inches wide, 60 inches long, and it looks like somebody took an old cabinet door and put wheels on it.
I'm going to
okay.
say $50, George.
$50 for the Sled of Death. Okay. Tricia, you look like you've got insurance. What would you like to pay for the Sled of Death?
I'll give you $25.
$25 seems like a very fair price. Alex?
I'll go $51.
$51. Okay. So you can break that other foot. All right. And finally, Sue, we've got $50, $25, and $51.
Well, then I will just go $1.
$1?
Yep. I don't want a Sled of Death, George.
Well, you know what? You just bought it because it's $20.
Wow.
You just bought the Sled of Death.
Yay me.
Wow.
She's also taken a 2-1 lead over Alex and I, and a 2-0 lead over Tricia.
Now, do we have time for one or two more? What are we looking at?
We could probably do 2 more.
We could do 2 more? Okay. All right, here we go. So right now, we've got Alex with 1, Sue with 2, Mark with 1, and Tricia looking gorgeous over there at the end of the table.
Hey, thanks.
Awesome. Here we go. You know what? This is anybody's baby at this point. Next item up for bids on The Price is Wrong, Mark. And this is something like if you're thinking if spring is coming up, if somebody's getting married, this here is a wedding gift. Okay? I just want you to know this is how you seal a relationship. And the item is resin money toilet seat.
Sadly, I can picture this.
Resin money. Oh, it looks exactly like you think it would.
That's what I thought.
Resin money toilet seat. It's clear. It's got money in it.
Yeah.
It's pretty
and
awesome.
the
Ones?
And the description probably was,
Yes.
I know. Pretty crappy,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Show everyone you're so rich that you poop out dollar bills, y'all. I made this as an art piece years ago and ended up hanging it as a display piece in my apartment. Then my girlfriend came around and she said it's either me or this stupid toilet seat, so naturally I dumped her. No one tells me what to do with my art, but I still want to sell it anyway and make some money. Make your crapper dapper today. Just think of the joy you would bring a couple.
I'm going to bid. Is it me? I think it's me.
No, it's actually Trisha.
Oh,
Trisha
boy.
gets the bid first.
All right. This guy wants $150.
Wow. $150.
Well, he is deluded.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what he wants for it.
All right. So, Alex, what would you pay for this? Now, what do you think your wife would do if you brought this home and said,
that's what I'm
honey,
trying to think.
can we put it in the spare bathroom?
We'd probably put it on the toilet that has the bidet on it as well. So you get the 2 for 1, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I think she went with $150.
Yeah.
I'll go with $50.
$50. I like it. Okay,
Yeah.
Sue, what would you pay for a crapper dapper?
I think this guy's nuts. I mean, obviously. So I'm going to go a little bit. I'm going to go $51.
$51. Okay, we've got $150. We've got $50. We've got $51. Mark has a chance to tie it up with Sue. What does Mark?
What was Sue's bid?
51.
51?
150, 50, and 51.
100.
$100. Still not quite learning how the show goes.
I do know how.
50, 51, and then 150.
151.
Still not learning how the show
I do understand it, though.
He just covered 150.
Well
He could have gone for
The
52,
actual price
maybe.
that you really, if you're listening, you need to get this for someone, is $80. So,
Sue, how about it?
Wow.
Lucky you, Sue.
All right, hang
So
tight.
great.
We got to finish this game, but I got to take a break. Sue's got traffic, so hang tight. We'll have one more item and then the no case. Does that sound good?
I'll go get some fish.
George Gray from The Price is Right is playing a game we call The Price is Wrong. We're coming back at Fish Fest at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church near Soulard. Coming back in a moment.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Really not a bad commute tonight. Now, there is a jam on the Illinois side. It's all due to road work, eastbound 64 at 15th Street. But on the Missouri side, we've just got eastbound 70 a little slow past Lake St. Louis Boulevard, and then it's fine. And westbound 70 looks great out of downtown. We've got 6440 lined up, but it's the usual. So it's approaching Hampton, out through McCausland, and eastbound is slowing right at 170. 55 looks good, and so does southbound 270. We really are in pretty good shape right now. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
We depend on our roofs to keep us dry and protected year-round. That's why the roofing company you choose is so important. Mark Cox here for my friends at Correll Roofing Company. You can trust my friend Curtis Correll. And here's one thing he'll tell you right now, and it's his experience. A lot of roofing companies will try to install roofs when the temperature is below freezing. And here's what you need to know. Curtis has been praised by a lot of people in the industry because he will not install a roof on those cold days. He said that shingle manufacturers will deny warranty claims if that roof is installed on a sub 40 degree day. Did you know that? That's why honesty is important. If your insurance company has denied coverage for your roof, call Curtis at Correll Roofing. He loves working with insurance companies. He would be happy to get a second assessment from them. Call him at 314-222-9529. Tell him Mark Cox sent you. You can go online anytime at CorrellRoofingCo.com.
Hey, it's Mark Cox here with my friend and trusted realtor Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria, we've worked together for 6 years now. You have 23 years of experience with your Guaranteed Sold program, but many don't know you also have a guaranteed multiple cash offer program for serious sellers.
That's right. Some sellers are looking for speed, certainty, and to avoid repairs and open houses. I just helped a family in December to sell their parents' estate. They chose me because I offered 4 cash offers at our first meeting, which gave them options picking the best cash offer. Whether it's multiple cash offers or my Guaranteed Sold program, my sellers are always in control to sell fast and for the most money. It's my guarantees and my buyers in waiting program that set me apart from other realtors.
Take it from me. Call Gloria Lou right now at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree upon price and possession date.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The time is 5:41. This time check sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Fish Fry Fridays on the Mark Reardon Show. Sponsored by Apache Village RV.
All right, here we go. Right back into it. George Gray from The Price is Right is here. We are at Fish Fest at Holy Trinity Serbian Orthodox Church. We're playing a little game we call The Price is Wrong. We have, I think, one more item to go, and then you're going to award the fabulous no case. It seems to me that Sue Thomas has taken a bit of a lead here this afternoon.
She is crushing it with 3. Mark, Alex, both 1, and Tricia, again, the most gorgeous person at the table.
Thank you so much. I'm trying so hard.
And there's points for that. All right, last item up for bids on The Price is Wrong, Mark. Thai dancer of masculinity. Thai is like end in Thailand.
Okay, got that.
Thai dancer of masculinity. Stop and wonder. Rest and behold this dancer of masculinity. Look into his eyes. He's the one you've been waiting for. The one you know you've been missing from your life since you lost your innocence as a child. He will restore you. He will heal you. He will look into your soul and assuage that pain. Stop and wonder. Behold how he was smiling upon you. By the way, this is a statue. I just want everybody to know what this is.
All right.
Okay? I now pass him along to another as he requested. He is now yours. He is calling you. He must be about his father's business.
Dang.
I know.
Wow.
Oh, I missed one. This is one. I do like this one. Behold his posterior with a dress that says, yes, I'm so comfortable with my masculinity that I can make this dress masculine as a dinosaur with a chainsaw.
Dang.
There you go.
Ow.
Okay. So
I am so lost on this one.
It's a statue.
Yeah.
Did we say how big? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how big is the statue?
It doesn't say, but it's creepy.
Okay.
It's
Yes.
creepy.
All right.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
all
know.
you need
I
to
don't
know.
know. It's I would say probably,
Yeah.
yay.
That's how I picture it.
Would you say it'd be an indoor or an outdoor statue?
It looks like you'd want to put it like very outdoor, like maybe in your garage behind a lot of things.
Right.
I would think
Okay.
so. I would put it way out there. Maybe it'd be good for your trunk.
Sure.
Okay. So, Alex, what would you like to bid for the Thai dancer of masculinity?
I'm going to go $100.
Ooh. Somebody wants that. Okay, Sue.
Not $100. How about $20?
$20. Okay. Mark.
I'm going to go 101 here just because I think this guy's going to want more money for his
Yeah.
dancer than we think he is
masculine.
owed.
101. Okay, so now, Tricia, focus. Look at me. We got 100. We've got 20. We've got 101. What would you like to bid?
Oh, boy.
Again, 100, 20, 101.
102.
Yes, I think she did it.
And
I think
the
she
girl,
figured
she
it out.
got it.
Look at the big brain on Brad. It's $150. Trish gets it.
Tricia, 54
Wow.
seasons, and we just figured it out,
Love
right?
my statue.
Aren't you glad that Drew Carey doesn't do it like that on the show? Like, I don't know. You sure you want to pick that? All right, so let's do the no case, right?
Yes.
Sue is the big winner of the
Yay.
day.
Congratulations.
Way to go,
Thank you.
Sue. Okay,
Thank you.
wait. I got to find it. It went away. It went away. Here it is. Okay. It's the prize package. Congratulations, Sue. Your no case showcase is a quick trip to Milano Cortina, Italy to catch the closing ceremonies of the Winter Olympic Games, where you will watch U.S. native Eileen Gu cash her Chinese checks. Sign the cast of skier Lindsey Vonn. Take a lesson in getting back up on your feet from the quad god Ilya Malinin. It's fun to say. Pose for a picture with most popular Olympic athlete Nazgul, the wolf dog who crossed the cross-country finish line but did not medal.
Yes.
Meet the urologist helping Olympic ski jumpers extend their leap. And finally, attend a special class on how to cheat at curling, led by Team Canada.
Woo! So we got to give credit because, Georgina, Fred Bottomer writes those, and he does such a great job with them.
Brilliant.
He takes it
Wow.
seriously,
Yes.
and he's a
Fred writes
wordsmith.
those?
Yeah,
Yes.
Fred
Is
writes
that
the
right?
note
Yes.
Wow.
He's awesome when he
Sorry,
does that.
George.
So, and he couldn't
Mark
be here
should-
today.
If you didn't tell me, I would have thought you were doing it the whole time.
Well, George Gray, thank you so much. You know how much we love seeing you here in person, so thanks for making the trip out here at Fish Fest. That was fun. We got to teach Tricia a little bit. I think
Thank
next
you.
time you'll do a little bit better.
101.
She was very good. And Judy and Mama May are listening, and we love them both.
I
Yes.
think I'm going to see Mama May next week, maybe. I hope I can say hi to her.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Okay, I want to do that. And it was great to catch up with you. George and I usually hang out a little bit off the show, and last year was just one of those years we didn't get to do that, but we had lunch a couple weeks ago, and we caught up, and we talked about our cats and all kinds of fun stuff because George loves cats, so it's great to see you. And if, I guess if I were you, are you going to stay here in Missouri or go to Arizona where it's a little warmer
I'm
than
going to,
you know
stay
what?
here? I'm just bopping around.
Wow.
I'm doing what, wherever the wind takes me, bruh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The legendary George Gray from The Price is Right. Awesome to see you. We're coming back with Audio Cut of the Day.
Love you guys.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
On the roads, we've got a stall. It's westbound 70 approaching 79. Look for that on the right side, but for the most part, it's not bad. A little bit of volume eastbound 40 at the inner belt, westbound at Clayton Skanker, and on the Illinois side, eastbound on 64, lanes down at 15th Street, and that's causing a delay. This report is brought to you by the fabulous people at the Diamond Shop. The Diamond Shop, making St. Louis sparkle for over 100 years. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Let's show our appreciation for local heroes. Mark Cox here. Nominate a first responder and their department could get lunch from Grill Master Tony's. I'll personally deliver it. Share their story at 971talk.com. Nominate them today.
When's the last time you gave your home's exterior a little love? Hi, it's Kim, and if your siding is cracking, it's fading, or just doesn't stand up to our St. Louis weather, it's time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design because they're experts in James Hardy siding, which is this durable, low-maintenance option, and it looks beautiful. Plus, you have customizable colors and textures, and so you can give your home a completely new look while protecting it for decades. Don't wait until the small problems turn into big ones. Visit lakesidearty.com to schedule your free consultation.
Does heart disease run in your family? Give yourself peace of mind with our cardiac MRI bundles at Specialty MRI. Personalized scans designed to give you clear, meaningful answers. No long waiting rooms. Scan today for a peace of mind tomorrow. Call us at 636-591-1288. That's 636-591-1288.
Meet Linda. She's stuck in a school pickup line, thinking about what to make for dinner. Are the kids' practice jerseys clean? If she sent out that last email before leaving work. But you know what she's not thinking about? Her HVAC system. Linda is a preferred partner with Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. Members get 2 HVAC system checks per year. We clean and inspect your HVAC systems at each visit. Partners also get priority service and exclusive discounts starting at just $19 per month. Life is chaos, but with Air Comfort Service, you'll have peace of mind with your HVAC system. Visit aircomfortservice.com today. After all, comfort is our middle name.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. When we meet our clients for the first time, they have built up a lifetime of savings. Their question is, what can we do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? First, we develop a strategy to protect your nest egg from any market losses. Then we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money.
You've earned it, and it's our job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call us now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. You will also get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 40 years. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Mark Reardon is live from Holy Trinity Fish Fest, sponsored by Apache Village RV.
Yeah, and a big shout out to Apache Village RV because they're making these fish fry broadcasts very possible. So we really want to thank them. I have a bunch of thank yous before we do Audio Cut of the Day and we wrap and we take you into the weekend. Thanks to Trisha Everding for not only participating in The Price is Wrong, but she did a lot of the
102.
organization. She had a pinch hit for Fred, and Fred has big responsibilities, but she'd probably out here helping us anyway. Ethan back in the studio. I'd say he didn't screw up too much today, so I'd give him a B.
How kind of you.
I might give him a B plus
was
or something like
great.
that. Jim Hewer on site gets an A plus. He killed it today. These are not easy broadcasts to do, Jim. Thank you very much. I want to thank also Dave Lekich, who is kind of the guy who
looks like Bill
manages
Murray.
the fish fry. I didn't see that, but I'll take your word for it. Thank you to Alex Rich because he swung by. Who am I missing? I got to be Steve Butts and Greg Keller came for the roundtable, and the legendary George Gray, who visited with us as well. So we had a great time. We have almost got one fish fry in the books. Next week we're in Cottleville. I think we've been at Cottleville for all these years, haven't we?
We have, and it's great. They take such good care of us. It's
awesome
such a fun
location,
time.
really. So we hope to see everyone out there. There's a lot of folks that certainly can't make it to, South County that live up in that direction, but we'll have a great time. All right, let's. I have a little bit of an involved cut of the day, so let's get that rolling right here, Ethan. Let's get started.
Stand by. Playback ready.
Now, the audio cut of the day.
Well, let me start it this way. I can tell you, and I think most people realize that the president, when he doesn't get his way, he doesn't end up being very happy. And what happened today is that there was a Supreme Court case that dealt with his use of tariffs, and things didn't go so well. It was a 6-3 decision, which means that you had some conservatives, including the Chief Justice, that were in the majority decision. Now, he gave a lengthy news conference about this, made his opinion, his position extremely clear earlier today.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. I'd like to thank and congratulate Justices Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh for their strength and wisdom and love of our country, which is right now very proud of those justices. When you read the dissenting opinions, there's no way that anyone can argue against them. There's no way. Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy. And they're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long.
So what happened was, through mid-December, this is where it gets a little trickier, U.S. Customs and Border Protection had brought in about $133.5 billion worth of tariffs under what's called IEEPA. It's the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. So the court today said, no, you cannot use that for these tariffs. Now, they're going to try some other paths here, but the president made it very clear that the conservatives on the court are not on his Christmas list right now.
The Democrats on the court are thrilled, but they will automatically vote no. They're an automatic no, just like in Congress. They're an automatic no. They're against anything that makes America strong, healthy, and great again. They also are a, frankly, disgrace to our nation, those justices. They're an automatic no matter how good a case you have. It's a no. But you can't knock their loyalty. It's one thing you can do with some of our people. Others think they're being politically correct, which has happened before far too often with certain members of this court, and it's happened so often with this court. What a shame. Having to do with voting in particular, when in fact they're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats, and not that this should have anything at all to do with it. They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution. It's my opinion that the court has been swayed by foreign interests and a political movement that is far smaller than people would ever think. It's a small movement.
Well, so what's going to happen here is there's going to be a State of the Union address. Mark Cox will be there at that State of the Union address, and the president will probably call out the members of the Supreme Court that will be right there in front of him, including John Roberts. And he kind of made a little bit of allusion to that in his comments earlier.
Supreme Court justices who ruled against this the policy, striking it down, are they still invited to your State of the Union next week? And will you speak with them?
They are invited, barely. 3 are happily invited. No, they're barely invited. Honestly, I couldn't care less if they come, okay?
Yeah. Mark Cox will be there on Tuesday night as a special guest of Congresswoman Ann Wagner. We're going to take our final break. We're out of here for the weekend. Sue, have a great weekend.
You too, Mark.
Tricia, thank you for everything. Thank you, Ethan. I give Ethan an A+ too. He was mad that I graded him on the curve in the end. Thank you, Ethan. We're back on Monday at 3. Have a great weekend.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
There is an accident westbound 364, just a little bit past 270. Watch for that one in the right lane. Now, it's late enough that it's not causing a huge delay, but flashing lights headed for the scene. And westbound 70 looks good out of downtown. 64 eastbound still slow, and it's mainly 170 through Big Bend, but westbound a little slow right there at McCausland. And really the remaining jam is on the Illinois side. Eastbound 64 at 15th Street, right lanes blocked by road work, and that's causing a delay. I'm Sue Thomas, and that's traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hi, it's Mark Cox inviting you to join me September 30th as we discover the charm of Switzerland, Austria, and Germany with Colette Travel. Spend 4 nights in Bern and then 4 nights at the foot of the Alps in Innsbruck. From the cobblestone streets to the postcard-worthy mountain landscapes of the amazing Alps, we're going to explore the Swiss capital of Bern and lovely Lucerne, the Swiss paradise on the lake. We'll travel the